back. The time is now.
Hello everyone, welcome to NUFC Talk TV. We are live again, Newcastle United, Fulham at St. James's Park. So we are live again with Gary. It's Chris the American Mag. We got another live match commentary, folks. Hopefully Newcastle United need the 3 points in the Premier League. We are falling behind. The ship is sailing. The train is leaving us. We got to hold on as much as we can and get 3 points tonight. Fulham is an accessible team opponent, but you never know in this Premier League. We got the lineups, we got everything ready for you, so don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, hit the bell for notifications, become a member if you haven't already. Please do that. If you're a member, upgrade your membership to the second tier so you can get everything that we put out just for you. You can super chat as well, help donate to the channel, help get us to our goal, 10 super chats in this stream. It's a long stream, so help us out. You can also gift memberships away and help everyone else become a member if you find it in your heart. If it's not the time, though, all you got to do is smash that like button. Help us reach to 100 likes as soon as we can. We got a long show ahead of us, Newcastle United versus Fulham. Gary, how you doing, mate?
Very well, yeah, excited about this one. And like I say, this is, on paper, it looks simple, a gimme, if you like. And, you know, we've spoke about it a million times. Can the players replicate European football at St. James's Park in the Premier League? That's being questioned. And like I say, I'm hoping today we'll get the answers.
Yeah, that's right. By the way, no ads are on the live match commentary. No ads at all. The only way we can help make money so we can fund the channel and share the love with the lads is if you super chat, if you donate, if you become a member and all of that jazz. We don't make any ad money whatsoever because we don't want to interrupt the live match experience. So we've turned ads off, of course. No ads should be playing whatsoever, and there we go. So welcome everyone out there who is watching NUFC Talk or listening as well, because people can listen to us live now. So we got Fulham. Then, yeah, you're right. It's a team that's not doing too well. We should be able to beat them at St. James's Park, but we have not performed well with teams like Leeds. Although Bournemouth are doing well in the league, so I guess you can say that's a tough one away. But especially Leeds. We're not able to. Our Premier League form is not up to par with what you would see in the Champions League, for example. That's a question that could be answered by somebody. We don't know how or what is the reason. But for some reason, the Premier League we're just lacking. What do you think is that can be attributed to? I mean, it's kind of weird, isn't it?
It's phenomenal. If I'm honest with you, I mean, you know, we're playing a team. 15th and 16th, if you like, if you look at where we are. Very similar track. We've won 2 in 8. They've won 2 in 9. So Silva's under a little bit of pressure. And for some unknown reason, you know, you look at our performance in the Premier League and it seems a country mile away from what we see in the Champions League. And this is why we were questioning, you know, is there a level difference in teams, or is it the fact that we are leaving a little bit in the locker room when it comes to performances in the Premier League? And it was a question that was fired in the presser towards Eddie Howe, and you know he gave an answer. We have to start replicating what we do in the Champions League because the levels of performances are a lot higher. And you know it's if you think the first 3 games, I think we were without a striker, and I think that was a massive blow for Newcastle, because what it did, it shifted the entire balance. And we've seen, you know, previously when we were down, if Isaac was injured, and obviously we hadn't got Wilson because of injury. We'd seen Anthony Gordon play through the middle, and we see that he gives you a lot of huff and puff, but there's just no end product. You know, he does all the legwork, which obviously our mate Wynn loves. He loves to see effort and drive and commitment. But at the end of the day, that is it's like we always say, possession is 9/10 of the law, and it doesn't mean that you're going to actually achieve anything at the end of it. And I think that was the biggest problem. And I think what that did with us gaining no points, but a few points in the first 3 games, that was two out of potential 9, and it was the performances wasn't bad against Aston Villa. The performances against Liverpool wasn't bad. Then it dropped off against Leeds. And I think that was, like I say, it was a case of don't lose. And I think that was the thing. And I'm sure the lads realised that we weren't getting or creating chances at the other end. And the chances that we were creating, and I felt sorry for Elanga at the time because he put a couple of really good balls into the middle that Gordon just failed to finish. And when you look at paper and stats, it just doesn't register, and I think that is where we went. I think, and it's been a struggle ever since. And I think the understanding for me is win, but don't lose. And I think that's why I said, have we left something in the locker room a little bit? Because we're too nervous. We just doesn't seem as though we flow. We're comfortable against top position that we should be absolutely annihilating. Away from, Forest aside, I can't really name a team that we've looked comfortable at in the Premier League so far this season. But this today, when you guys read the sides out in a minute, you can see what Silva has done and the way he's tried to put a team together here is to stop Newcastle playing because of the tactics that he's gone for, which is just pure pace. So if we go on the press and we leave a little chink of space behind, the players that he's got in this side at the moment can hurt us. So it's going to be an interesting one today. And will that affect the way we manage this game? Potentially, yes. But I think there's still enough within this side, the way we've played, to go and get the 3 points that I believe is deserved. And again, it's, you're reliant on Voltemada to continue his form. You're reliant on Anthony Gordon to bring another man of the match performance. We've all seen what Jacob Murphy brings to the side. The interesting thing for me is going to be that midfield battle. And obviously there's a change that's happened. There's a few people now starting to, question why there's a certain individual missing. And Fouth has been put on a young shoulders. But again, young Miley's done well. I can't understand why J7's come back in the side if there's fitness levels are an issue type of thing, because as we were saying before, I think there's players that could play that left centre a little bit better. But again, I understand it because your midfield is where you win and lose games. And if we can dominate that midfield and get something out of it, then there's an opportunity for us to go on and get all 3 points.
Yeah, a lot of people in the chat already saying this is a must-win, according to Gavin Fuller. I could agree, actually. To be honest, I do agree. I think some people are afraid to say that, but it is a must-win. I mean, and why couldn't we say that? If Fulham at home is in a poor Fulham team is not a must-win when you need points, then I don't know what is. So I think that it should be anyway. Is Miley any good? Miley will be starting tonight. I'm just, tell you what, let's just go with the lineup. Do you got the lineups with you there?
Yeah. Okay, I've got my system that I've put up, right, which is...
You can put it up, and then I'll read the lineups here on my end, and then we'll get into a little bit of the tactical form side of things. So as far as Fulham, the lineup will be Leno, Tete, Diop, Bassi, Sessegnon, Bergi, Lukic, Adama Traore, Smith Rowe, Ayobi, and Raul Jimenez up front for Fulham. Raul Jimenez already gave us trouble before, if you didn't know.
Absolutely.
But he got ejected one time, I remember.
Smith Rowe as well. So, I mean, like I said, Smith Rowe has been, performing terribly for Fulham. But he seems to come to life when he's got, against Newcastle. He seems to always be that little chink in the armour, if you like, and he does. Yeah, he has a habit of being a lazy footballer, but able to find a pocket of space. And like I said, we have to be careful and we have to understand and watch what's happening in and behind us. So again, if we go on the press, there's enough in this side to actually get behind us and cause us problems.
Yeah, that's true. And for Newcastle United, ladies and gents, we got the one and only Nick Pope at goal, Trippier, Butman, Joe Linton, Gordon, Malik Chiao, Jacob Murphy back in the lineup, Walter Mare up front, Byrne, Bruno G, and Lewis Miley as midfielders holding mid for Newcastle United. That is going to be the lineup for the Toon. No Tonali. Tonali's not starting. We would assume that he's still dealing with an illness. We would assume that. Other than that, it's no. Why was he in on the bench for the last match though? I mean, if he wasn't gonna, if he's not gonna be ready for today, that's kind of my thing. But
I think that you can look at two sides of the coin with that one. I think the one side you look at and say, well, there is nobody else that gives you that promise.
We got Eddie Howe. Let me see if we got Eddie Howe. Which for some reason I don't know why it's muted. But we'll work on it and see if we can bring him on. For some reason the audio's not there. But anyway, let's keep going. And bring him.
I look at the likes of Eddie Howe looking at Tonali and saying, if you're still feeling a little bit under the weather, I'm going to gamble and put you on the bench because if I need you, I'm going to put you on because he can and he has got the ability to upset you, upset the opposition, and these viruses that is obviously around him. Sometimes take a while and they do linger within the system. So again, he's probably not 100%, but if he can come on, if we are obviously struggling and we need that extra little bit of leg room up, he's the perfect one to come in and replace J7 if we need a little bit more forward motion, because like I say, we know he's got that energy, he's got that battery where he can go box to box. But again, like I say, for me, it must be the fact that he's just recuperating from that bug because quality-wise, he's so different. And he'll be a big miss in this side today.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think that, I think Eddie Howe would know he needs to have him on the team. So if it's not there, it has to be because simply he's just not ready. So there you go. That is that. Couldn't get Eddie Howe, but we'll try to work on it as soon as possible. But there are continuing because I'm sure he would have spoken about the situation with Tonali. So as far as the lineup is concerned, this is Newcastle United in front of you. Again, let me just call them out again. Pope, Trippier, Butman, Joe Linton, Gordon, Chiao, Murphy, Voltemada, Byrne, Bruno, and Miley. I mean, is it just the same old 4-3-3 trying to do the same thing against Benfica?
I think, again, we were talking and listening to the presser, and it was an interesting one because they were questioning about the 4-4-2 at Bournemouth. And because of the movement of Voltemada, and I think, again, people that don't know, when Voltemada drops into this space here and you create this box four, it allows Bruno to run in. And like I say, we've seen some really nice work between Bruno and Miley. And having Miley sitting in this space, again, Miley and Bruno are very similar players with pace and things like that. But, the problem for me is you've got three players of a similar pace. J7's the bulldozer. He's just going to knock players off and hopefully play alongside the Anthony Gordons. But do we have to look at Traore for them? That is the problem for me because we know he's got the pace. If we're relying on Dan Burn to get to the halfway line, I think this lad will absolutely eat and drink down this right-hand side, our left. So we have to be careful there. So does that mean that we have J7 operating more in front of Traore to try and stop? And we've seen, a lot of that. Does it also mean that Anthony Gordon has to be a little bit more restricted in going forward? We have to manage our game before we manage them. And I think that is the problem with Newcastle. Sometimes I think we switch off our own game to manage the opposition. And, it's a known fact now. If you can get the opposition coach to change their style of football to marry yours, then you're in the winning ascendancy. So for me, Voltemada gives us a different element. He's a different animal. So with him dropping in, you're hoping the likes of Anthony Gordon can get into and find the space in behind. As we've seen, there's been some lovely link-up play at Benfica. Jay Murphy, really interesting with Jay Murphy, because now, according to some of our Oriental fans, he's as good as Yamal. I've not seen a likeness, if I'm honest with you, but I understand how important he is to Newcastle. And Newcastle with Jay Murphy, what can he give us that he hasn't already? We know he shoots a lot. He can release a shot from outside the box, so he's got that ability. So can Berg and Lukic get on him? Has he got the ability to keep Sessegnon, who again's got a bit of pace about him? He's a bit, he can be involved. So beating side of these two, it's all about give and goes between the triangles. So for me, it's going to be the link-up play between these three to try and beat the two, and hopefully start pulling these two apart to give Voltemada. So if we can separate Diop and Bassi away from Voltemada, because that has been the issue. What they'll probably do, for me, they'll have the three, so it'll be Berg or Lukic will sit in front of Voltemada. Diop and Bassi will be tight behind, and that will just hopefully isolate the two fullbacks. If Gordon can utilise his pace against Tete, then I think there's an opportunity for us to get to that byline and get some decent balls across. Because at the end of the day, what we need is to feed Voltemada in the middle. So it's all about delivery for me. And that's what I said. We know J7 can get into these pockets of space in the final third and deliver a good quality cross. But like I say, for me, he won't be able to beat with pace. So we'll rely on these two guys to give him the balls in the areas that we'll need to supply the ammunition for Voltemada. So it is a bit of, at the ascendancy, it is a lot of pressure on the two coaches for where they are in the Premier League. But when you look at paper, this should be a nigh-on win for Newcastle.
That's right. Now we got Eddie Howe's comments. No image, but audio to listen to what he had to say, maybe giving us a hint. Let's pay attention.
So just the one change from the Benfica game, is that symptomatic of just how well you played, or?
Yeah, a mixture of things. I think you always try and pick the right team. Team looked good, played well, played with confidence. So yeah, we're looking for more of the same.
Anthony Gordon, what a performance it was on Tuesday night. There are some saying he's not translated that into the Premier League this season. Is that what you've seen, or is that a bit of a misnomer?
I think it's difficult. I don't think there's a lot. I mean, obviously the competitions are different, but it's a game of football at the end of the day, and he's played well in the Champions League. We want to try and help him produce that every week, and it's easier said than done. Wingers have a big job to do, especially in our team. So looking forward to how he goes today, but it's not just on him, it's on everyone to contribute.
And because you've been there before, it's a really tough balance to go Champions League, Premier League over the course of a season. But your numbers after Champions League games are actually pretty impressive.
Yeah, it is a challenge. And I think the challenge is more mental than anything else. I think it's the Champions League games are very emotional. They're very high-profile games. So naturally, I think there's a sort of a bounce. The players look forward to those games, and then it's sort of the come down and going back to the routine of the Premier League. But the Premier League, as we know, is such a special league, and it's such a demanding league, and that's what makes it what it is. So we know today will be very difficult. That's why our standards and expectations of ourselves have to be really high.
It sure is a demanding league.
That was Eddie Howe there. So he thinks Gordon is in a good form. Obviously, he does have a point when it comes to form should be form regardless of the competition you're in. So if Gordon is playing good in the Champions League, which again, I think he had a really good game against Benfica. As much as he scored against Barcelona, as much as he scored 2 penalties against USG, I didn't see the form that we're talking about. But the numbers will say he's got 4 goals, therefore he must be on good form. But I think he had a good game, and hopefully, the good game that people wanted him to have at some point was against Benfica, and he had it. So hopefully he can continue to build on that. Certainly, the link up with him, Voltemade, and the rest of the lads, it will be clearly what Newcastle United need moving forward. I mean, if that doesn't happen, then we're going to continue to have those bad games.
Yeah, I mean, I also like a lot of managers do. I mean, I'm not saying that he has said something different that other managers don't say. It does rely heavily on other players as well to be involved in this game. It's not just down to Anthony Gordon. And I think the problem is because we favour the left-hand side, because of Anthony Gordon's pace, he's highlighted a lot within games. Now, you made a comment the other day, yesterday morning about, we don't mention Anthony Gordon a lot. Well, we mention him all the time because, like I say, he's the one that's highlighted because of the system that Eddie Howe puts down. And as, just been said there by the journal, it's been noticed that Anthony Gordon hasn't been great. But he doesn't mention anybody else. And that, to me, is... It's derogatory to a point because, like I say, it's again, you're isolating one individual in a system of play that's formulated by the coach, And at the end of the day, you can't just rely on Anthony Gordon to give you the end product or the delivery. It has to come from the other 10 that are supporting him. So, for me, and again, we've seen it. We've seen it in the midfield when the midfield isn't working the way it should. There's no link-up play between the midfield and the wingers to get in and behind and then supply into the middle of the box for the likes of Voltemade to feed off to. And again, when you've seen the running off the ball into the channels where Voltemade has dropped into the 10 slots and it's allowed Harvey Barnes and Anthony Gordon, especially against Benfica, to find the space that has been created by Voltemade, we've looked a different animal altogether. So, for me, I think Eddie Howe is absolutely spot on. We can't just isolate Anthony Gordon for having good or bad games. It has to come from the whole team.
Yeah, that is true. Let me go over some comments here that might be coming up about the game. Simon here says, I quite enjoyed the lineup reveal when out and about. Spoiler from Gary before the reveal today. There you go.
Sorry, mate.
No, it's good. And then you got NUFC here. Says Burn is going to have a tough day with Traore. Well, that's what we were kind of saying before the game, before we came on. Really, is that he is a difficult one to deal with. He's a very strong, very, very, very big lad, and he's going to have to be on it and very, very fast as well for his size. And don't let that fool you. But this is what Burn is going to have to deal with from now on. There are rumors that Lewis Hall is set to be coming back sooner than later, and so maybe that's going to alleviate things. But as far as right now, he's the left back. It's simple. I mean, you can go on and on about Kraft, but it's just simple. Simply, Eddie Howe won't do it. So it's just as simple as that. Burn and trips are still a worry for me. It's just trolls. Well, you could have a point, as I was telling UFC there. Do have a point, but at some point we just got to deal with it. It is what it is. It is what it is. Gavin says J7 pointless against low blocks. Well, that could be a question there. Why Ramsey is not playing? So can we say that Joe Linton didn't play against Benfica because of rest, not because of his bad performance against Brighton?
I think you've got to, you have to question, is it just rotation or is it literally the fact that it was such a bad performance that Eddie Howe gave him a kick up the backside? And you did see a reaction, I must admit, when he came on at Benfica. And he was, like I say, he had got that little bit of fire in him. He was definitely involved in the final third. We need to see that type of attitude from the outset, though. It can't be a display that we saw against Brighton because it allows the likes of the opposition to have all of the pressure that you've given them, if you like. You've given them the opening to get in and behind by just a stray pass, and that's something that we need to cut out. We need to be a lot better at going forward.
Yeah.
Paul Morris, have you seen the Paul Morris chat?
Yeah, he's trying to join the prediction. If the link is correct, it should take you to. It is a PayPal page, but you can pay with whatever you want, not just PayPal. So you can put in your card or whatever you got to pay the £5 to join the prediction league. But of course, other than that, right now we can't do much because we got a show to run. But the link should be there. And you could sign up with, as far as I know, with card, any other card that you have. Doesn't have to be with PayPal per se. £5, and you can predict the whole season from now. So, and there's still a lot of, I don't even know what the table is, to be honest with you, but I'm sure people can still make up the time. I mean, we got a lot of games.
There's a hell of a lot of games, absolutely.
Yeah, join us. Is Miley any good? Says Jun Lee here. Says seems like he has never started. Well, he started last game, and he played good. I know Wynn was saying that he didn't think he had a stellar game that most people were talking about. I think he had a pretty good game. I mean, he held on the fort, and that's really what you can ask for your holding mid. So I don't have an issue with Miley, and I mean, what do you think about him starting? I mean, after that performance, I can say I'm not too worried not having Tonali at the moment against Fulham, at least.
I mean, I've been a big fan of Miley for a long time. I think that the lad is in a similar situation to Elliot Anderson for us. Unless these guys are allowed game time, they're never going to be able to prove themselves or improve as individuals within the unit. So leaving this lad on the bench for as long as Eddie Howe has, at times has been criminal, because there's been performances out there of individuals that just haven't hit the ground running. So, for me, it's nice to see Eddie Howe have a little bit of faith in him. Like I say, you've got now Tonali able to recover from this virus that he's got without forcing the issue. And like I said, the end of the day, we do get to this situation where we have to allow lads to make mistakes. And hopefully there's enough within the squad, as in, the playing 11, to support your mistake if you make a mistake. We saw it with J7 against Brighton when they missed that shot. I mean, you saw J7 put his hands in his head, or head in his hands, I should say, and look up to the sky because he realised what he'd done. And Pope was able to get him out of jail. And sometimes that's what it takes. It takes, when you make a mistake, as long as you've got the ability to hold your hand up and learn from that mistake going forward. The old saying is you learn a lot more from your mistakes than you ever do from doing things right. So, for me, it's a case of he's developing. The more game time he gets, the better this midfield will get, because J7, like I say, he's not going to get stronger. He's at that age now where what you've got. So if you can get Miley in there, we've got Tonali now till 29, potentially 30. We can play Tonali in that J7 role. I think that he plays for the international side. I think you've got a different team altogether. So it's about time. It's about nurturing. And it's about allowing the lads to develop. And sometimes, constructive criticism isn't a problem. It's when it just gets a little bit, singular, where you're highlighting individuals constantly, that it becomes a bit of a problem for the team.
That's right. We got Mighty Wayne outside in the surrounding areas of St. James's Park. So let's take a listen. I think he met some Fulham fans.
Hello there, Mighty Wayne here, all the way from Bally's in Newcastle. Found a couple of away supporters as usual. And here we've got Dan and Kieran from Fulham sitting drinking in the bar, as you can do in Newcastle, unlike anywhere else, wearing that Fulham colours and being warmly embraced all over the place. So Dan, what's your thoughts on the game today, mate?
Positive result. Take a draw right now. Yeah.
You would take a draw
yeah,
right now?
100%.
Yeah,
A lot of injuries.
Yeah.
Definitely take a point right here. Right
yeah,
now.
because we are struggling with injuries and all, believe it or not. But I think particularly Anthony Robinson for you is a
big loss. A lot of assists
big
last
miss.
season. Ryan Sessions will do a job at left back for us tonight. Hopefully, they're missing that threat going forward from Anthony. But fingers crossed, take a point right now.
Right, and you are living up here at the minute, aren't you?
Yeah, I live here. I've lived here the last couple of years, so bragging rights potentially, well, definitely. We hope stay with us today, but it's going to be could be a long afternoon. But fingers crossed.
But Kieran, your dad, he's come all the way up from Fulham.
Yeah.
Do you live actually in Fulham or?
No, I live near Gatwick and Crawley.
Right.
So yeah, we're up here for the weekend.
So are you a Fulham supporter when
Oh,
when Malcolm MacDonald was there?
Yeah. I was Super Mac. He was great.
Yeah.
Better at Fulham, I think, than he was at Newcastle.
Well, he was a fullback at Fulham, wasn't he?
Ish. And great left foot. He can score from anywhere. So I think today I'd be happy if we nick the draw.
You'd be happy with a draw.
Oh,
yeah.
very
And where do you see your whole season going? How badly are these injuries going to affect you?
I don't think so much the injuries, which are bad enough, but I think it's the lack of signings that we might struggle with.
How do you think your manager's doing? Do you think he's doing a good job?
Brilliant job.
I think he's doing a brilliant job as
Brilliant
well.
job.
Yeah.
Everyone fancies him.
Yeah. I
Everyone
think
fancies him.
obviously Eddie Howe's done a remarkable job.
Yeah,
I think Marco Silva wouldn't be too far.
Not too
behind
far.
that.
No, I think him and
No.
Frank both have.
I know,
And then now you've got Glasner, of course, and Palace. So there's
Yeah.
a bit of a conveyor belt going on
He's-
in London. Anywhere, but everywhere, but West Ham.
Exactly.
Would
I
appear.
think if Marco's out of contract in the summer, I think there'll be a few clubs sniffing around it, I would suggest. So fingers crossed we can keep him, but I think it'll be tough. But I think we'll hopefully in for him. I think
Well,
so.
thanks for coming on, lads. Bad luck today, and good luck for the rest of this season.
Yeah, you too.
Have you been drinking the mighty win?
Just by way of a change.
Lovely to talk to you.
And you.
Take care.
Thanks.
There you go. All the Fulham lads there. The Fulham perspective.
Brilliant.
They're a good manager though, the Andrew Silva, underrated. Of course, when you're at Fulham though, unfortunately you're gonna get overshadowed by other teams over there. But with Fulham, you can say he's done a decent job. But we're in the table. If you look at the table, let me see. I haven't even checked.
16th.
Really. 16 in the table. So I mean, we are not too far up.
Yeah, well, it's our worst performance since 2021, isn't it? And I think, like I say, our worst start of the season, and that's why when you question, why, it's a mirror of where we've been. And like I said, when you've got a situation that we had at the start of the season, which didn't help us with the Rat, and his antics, it did ruffle a few feathers. Further down the chain, if you like, and like I say, I think it was more a case of the attitude was go out there and don't lose rather than go out there and win, and I think that affected our gameplay massively.
Yeah. To say the least, we got Mighty Win and Neil as well. Neil, one of our friends as well. He's going to the match with a win. So let's take a listen to both of their takes, maybe on the lineup. So let's go.
Hey everybody, Mighty Win here from Bally's. I've got Amrit's head of security with me, the Mighty Neil. We've seen the team news now. We're both a little bit perplexed. Tonali isn't on the bench. No Tali as I'm calling him. But Neil, what do you reckon?
I same starting lineup almost as midweek, so hopefully with high spirits. I reckon 3-0, maybe it's 3-1. We might concede. Never know.
And whose fault will it be if we concede?
Fucking football the clown one of these. I love the bloke, but I don't have much faith in him. I do worry every time he's on the ball, to be fair. So it's definitely his fault if anything will go wrong.
I think you along with everybody else when he's got his feet. But let's hope that fabulous assist on Wednesday. Let's see him do a few more of them. Try a few more of them.
Just don't kick
the fucker. What more language, Timothy?
Sorry.
Beep.
Just don't kick the ball. He's alright with his throwing clearly, but don't kick it.
Yeah. So I've said 5-0 in the prediction league, and I was quite confident about that actually. Let's just hope that Miley plays as well as everybody seemed to think he did on Wednesday. And
Harvey Barnes off the bench, full of spirits.
Harvey Barnes, exactly, off the bench.
Full of spirits, absolutely. He should have rocketed up his behind. I was trying to think of a nice
backside.
So he should have a rocket up his backside to put him in there.
Yeah.
Confidence boost he needed.
And as we were just discussing, the other thing is the great thing now for me is that that's competition and the more or less know now.
What do you reckon the score's going to be, mate?
If they don't.
Just jump in.
Jump in.
I always go 2-1. But I think today has got a bit more written on it. I think I'm going to go 4-0.
Full of spirits now.
I'm going to go 4-0 today. I know they're a hard team to play against.
Full of injuries.
I've got a funny feeling. We've got a big scoreline in where it's been coming for a long time. Today's the day.
Today is the day.
Today's the day. Well, I fancy a 4-0 today.
What was your name again?
Has.
They're very confident. 4-0.
Yeah.
We'll leave you. Catch you later on for the reaction. Cheers, folks.
There you go. That was
very confident.
Yeah, good stuff. Very confident.
Yeah.
Has. And there's some weird names over there, man. Has. What the hell is that? Has. But anyway, Has. Welcome, and there you go. So we are just minutes away, ladies and gentlemen. 20 minutes away from Fulham and Newcastle at St. James's Park. Don't forget to smash the like button. Help us out. And we got a super chat there from, I think Paul Morris is signing up for the prediction via super chat. It says for the prediction table 3-0 entry. So if one of the mods can put the 3-0 from Paul Morris in the prediction chat, and we'll add him later on. But for now, put it that way.
Thank you, Paul.
About it. Thank you very much, and thank you, Paul, and welcome to the 3-0 to Fulham. There you go. If one of the mods can help us out, there's another super chat in there from the mighty
Punani Smasher.
There you go. Two-pounder. It says commentary team today is the Blues Brothers. There you go. Thank you very much. We're trying to figure out who you are, man, because Beer Viking was in charge of these accounts a long time ago. But Beer Viking disappeared in his account. You remember Beer Viking used to take the P, all the time.
All the time.
But I thought it might still be you incognito. But come on, Beer Viking, we need your account back, man. Come on now. We need the Banta back in the building. But anyways, at least message me private. I won't tell you. I won't give your identity out, man. Just message me you in those accounts, because I remember the Mighty Bin, where all his takes would go in the Mighty Bin, in the Mighty Trash Can in America. You would say. We had a lot of accounts, man. I remember one time when we went to Japan, there was the Mighty Winyaki. Those were the days.
Indeed. We had some fun with him.
Ronnie Omelette says win is good at this, like, kudos. Yeah, we're interviewing, of course, having a good time.
Yeah. As long as he hasn't got too many buttons to press, he's absolutely fine.
That's right. Because yesterday he was knackered. By the way, people were upset on the Friday Neat show that we only did an hour. We're gonna do it properly next time. Don't worry, man. We're gonna be back, man. But we had to go get the kids, man. The kids are a priority. People are like, screw your kid, man. Come on, keep on going. I can't do it. The kid. Actually, I showed up a little bit late to try to stay up longer, and the teacher was like, because he usually gets picked up on time. So he's like, he's a bit upset because there's another Rodriguez that got called in before him, and he was upset because they wouldn't let him leave school. they wouldn't let him go with another family, really. But there you go. Another super chat in Newcastle. That beer used to work with Andy Bell. Is that right?
Welcome on board if you're a newbie.
Who would you be if you work with Andy Bell?
Yeah.
Anyway, let us know. I know you're not Leland, but I think they're in Spain, those lads.
Yeah, they
but
are.
Anyway, so predictions, folks. Let us know. Obviously, those that participate in the prediction tournament will know your prediction in the chat. But anybody else, even if you're not participating, let us know what you think about the predictions. And what Newcastle might do today. we certainly need 3 points today. We got the lineups already, as we've spoken. The tactical and the tactical side of things, you can talk all you want. I mean, you want Gordon to link up with Waltemada and Murphy to feed Waltemada and all of that. But at some point, you just need 3 points, man. Because in the Premier League, we are suffering. Queen of Heart with another super chat. Thank you very much, all of you supporting, by the way. Appreciate it very much indeed. It says, interesting, Tonali not even on the bench. Will this affect the predictions and score today? I think he's on the bench, though.
He is on the bench. I've just had a look.
Yeah, I think he's on the bench.
He's on the bench. The bench is Ramsdale, Shaw, Tonali, Barnes, Kraft, Asula, Ilanga, Willock, Ramsey. I mean, you look at that. We are very dominated by midfielders. And again, still very, very light at the minute up front. And I think, with just Asula, that puts a lot of emphasis on the likes of Ilanga and Barnes, Gordon and Murphy to actually support within those goals. And that's why I said it was so nice for us to get a few goals the other week and Voltemada just being the supplier rather than the taker all the time. And I think that's what we need to do. The lads got to get confidence now in front of goal.
Mm-hmm. And the bench players for Fulham. Oh, man, I just had it in front of me. My fingers are a little happy. Lecomte, Castagne, Amisa, Cuenca, Reed, Carney, King, Kevin, and Kusi Asare for Fulham. That's the some of these names, man. They're kind
I
of.
love it. I love it.
But welcome 1-0 to English Premier League, man. Everybody welcome. But of course, you're right though. We got a lot of players that we got a stacked up team.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I was kind of like when Win says that we're injury ridden, like, oh wait, man, get out of here, man. We got the players in there. We got the fullbacks, of course. Yeah, you got the fullbacks, but it's not like you got to play with under 21 or under 19 players or Wiss is out, but Wiss has never played for us, so it's kind of
exactly.
So.
And that's what I said. I mean, it's been a long time coming, where we haven't had the numbers. And that's why I said a lot of pressure on Eddie Howe is coming his way because these are his players. These are the players that he has picked, apart from the Lascelles and the like. There ain't many players now that were there in the side what he took over. So all that pressure now, because and the critics have always come, Tiger, Jeffo, have said, it seems as though we're going for the 12th and 13th players for opposition teams that we're picking up rather than the first 11. And yeah, there is a rationale for that quotation, if you like. But again, if Eddie can make this, the way I look at it is, are we paying the right amount of money out for, their substitutions, if you like? Well, it just proves that sometimes, you have to pay a lot of money to get players into this squad. And yes, people have highlighted that we've paid over 200 million now for this squad, and we are still languishing down in 15th position. But things will have to turn, for the pressure to come off. And that's why I said responsibility can't just be on Anthony Gordon's shoulders. It has to be across the board. And we need to start seeing a number of players start to perform in the Premier League, not just in the Champions League.
But I do think that, you can say, if you want to criticize the team, if you feel that way, you can say, yeah, you spent £200. I think that's a fair for you not to have a better team than last season when you finish in Champions League not with this squad. So I think that's a fair argument. But you will never hear me say that we shouldn't have bought Ramsey, we shouldn't have bought Ilanga, we shouldn't have done this, shoulda, coulda, woulda, in hindsight, because I think the players that we bought happened to be, albeit in the last, pretty late, being scared that we couldn't, but we only had Ilanga for the longest time. And then we ended up making, buying players quickly in the last month. But we got to nonetheless, I think we can't be upset with Chiao. You can't be upset with Ramsey. I think Ramsey, as far as he's gotten the opportunities, he's played decent. And he gives you something else. I think Ilanga is the one that needs to be settled in. But Ilanga is really, you can't fault that buy. I mean, you can have your reservations over that, of course. But, I mean, in Newcastle what's wrong with Newcastle buying players from teams that did well last season and players that he was able to assist Chris Wood on many goals and score some. So what is wrong with that purchase per se? You might not like the way he plays, but that's a decision that Eddie makes the decision whether he likes players or not.
Yeah,
So
I think the other thing that I would look at, Chris, is the fact that just because the players that aren't making the 11 for the teams that we purchase them from doesn't mean that they're bad players. It just means that the person who's coaching them at the time sees somebody in the similar position that they want to start with. I wouldn't say better. It may be just the fact that they bring something different to the side. I mean, we all know the qualities, if he can stay fit, that Ramsey brings to Newcastle. And again, I just don't think, and I certainly wouldn't make this a negative effect regarding Ramsey's not being included in today's squad. For me, this is, again, it's Eddie's usual tried and trusted. We know what J7 brings us, that bit of roughness, that dirtiness. He'll get stuck into that midfield. But for me, the beauty of having the likes of Ramsey, Barnes, coming in off that bench that can freshen things up, have their ability to go that forward thinking, that running, pressing players and pushing them further and further up the field, allowing other players to create the space. I think it's a great thing to have now. And like I said, what we need to see from Ramsey is fitness. What we need to see from Ramsey is continuity. Again, the inclusion of being in the squad, and it's great to see him in the Champions League and getting game time, but he'll need more of that for him to be involved. And it's like Miley. The more you're on the bench, the staler you become, and you don't want that. Willett came on in the final few minutes. And again, for me, I think Willett has probably served his final season with Newcastle. For whatever reason, it doesn't seem to be firing on the same notes, even though, again, this is Eddie Howe, praised him in the presser and said he brings a different animal, a different type of football to Newcastle. I'm not sure whether, with the inclusion of what we've got now, Willock is further down that pecking order.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Willock is just there. I mean, if he plays, it's got to be because the rest are not. Somebody else is not available in the midfield. It's just plain and simple. And he knows. I don't know. I think you said it. I think, or Pokey said it. That I keep remembering. We're joking about the maze being lost in the maze. But it's. It's about him being lost in midfield. That's the problem.
That's the thing, and I think that's where it all come from, wasn't it? I mean, we know he does a lot of memes. The lad who put that out there on X, he does a lot of stuff like that. And you know what? Even for it to be joked about, and obviously Eddie Howe had to go and ask the question. It did raise a few eyebrows, to be fair. But I think that is where that information came from, because he does look lost at the moment, considering how long he's been with this team, and through the coaches that he's been with. He should be one of the front runners in this starting 11, not one that's going further and further back. But is that mental, or is it the fact that because he has now fallen out, or they've had words that he sees himself in a different light now and probably wants to move on?
Yeah, that's very true. Just minutes away from the match, from the kickoff, ladies and gents. Please smash the like button. Stay with us, support us, and watch the match with us. React with us. We are a big Toon family, so let's all react together. We will put the timer on so you can sync. I'm gonna ask you guys one thing in particular. Please, 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 if you see the score before we do not spoil it. Not just for us, because we're watching the game either way. I'm not paying attention to the chat in particular situations watching the match, but others are interacting, others are helping, others are, wanting to have a conversation. And if you spoil it for them, then it ruins the viewer experience. So please don't spoil it for them. Be nice. And the mods, as soon as they see, don't take it wrong, but as soon as they see a spoiler, they will delete the comment. Not that you did anything wrong, or maybe you did, but you was a bit naughty, and you shouldn't be spoiling. But so thank you very much for understanding, and yeah, so we'll get right to it. Again, the lineups for Newcastle United: Nick Pope, Trippier, Botman, Joelinton, Gordon, Chow, Murphy, Voltemara, Byrne, Bruno Guimaraes, and Lewis Miley in midfield. For the Toon, for Fulham, Lino Captain, Tite, Diop, Basti, Sessegnon, Bergie, Lukic, Adama Traore, Smith Rowe, Ayobi, and Raul Jimenez, the Mexican center forward up front for what's Fulham's nickname? What are they called?
The Cottages.
Oh yeah, that's right. They're the cottage cheese. I forgot about that.
The cottage cheese.
Come on, man. You gotta look at something more aggressive, man. You can't scare nobody saying you're a cottager, man.
Yeah.
Come on now. Anyway, that is that. We are currently 15th, could be 16th after today. It says Army, that's Tiger Studios. But why you gotta think like that, man? You know, because if we win, I don't know where we'll be if we win, to be honest, but we'll probably be 12, 13, or more than that, probably. But, you know, we'll see. We'll also try to keep you updated on other scores going on. Chelsea and the Mackhams in London being played as we speak as well at the same time. So if you are, I don't think this is a televised game in the UK, is it?
No.
I don't think so. So the only legal way to do it is in the United States of America. If you happen to be in the US, you can watch this on USA Network and on Peacock, the Mackham game with Chelsea. So if you are in the USA, you can certainly do that. If you can teletransport yourself to the USA, you can certainly find it there. Anyways, thank you very much, everyone that's joined us, of course. Gavin says, oi, hosts, chat, hope all is well. There you go. Shout out to Ronald Turnbull. Shout out to Becca. Rebecca in the building. You're always supporting the channel. Gavin Fuller as well. None of our players want to be on the bench. So if they have 2 or 3 good sub appearances, you must give them a start because they will think, what is the point? Well, I do agree with that, actually. We will see, like Harvey Barnes comes on, he performs.
Isn't it nice to have that? And that's what I said, for a very long time,
Exactly.
it's difficult for us now to name a starting 11, even though I said probably Miley deserves to continue in there, but who drops out? And, I did think Ramsey was probably the weakest 3 against Benfica. But again, when do you rotate Bruno? Are we expecting Bruno to do 60, 70 games a season? And I think these are all the points that we have to start looking at, because you can't just rotate a few to give them time. You also have to find somebody that will play in the Bruno position, the right side, and be effective. And I'm hoping, we're not just highlighting the likes of J7, the likes of Miley and Tonali as that rotating too.
Yeah, that's true. This is a friendly reminder to let you know that we have no ads on the live match commentary and the live match shows. No ads whatsoever, so no interruptions. You won't be interrupted by any ad of Mighty Wind shaving creams or any other sort. The only way we can help fund the channel with any funding is via super chat, gifted memberships, or you becoming a member yourself. So if you want to do that, please consider doing so. On the bottom right hand side, you can donate to the channel. So I appreciate everybody that comes forward and does that, and everybody that has done that already as of today. So thank you all very much indeed. Newcastle United versus Fulham, ladies and gentlemen. Now the gentlemen are coming on to the pitch. The referees in all purple. I don't know if the U.S., but in America, the referees always been black and white like Newcastle. I don't know if in the U.S. And I don't know in the U.K. Was it that back in the day?
Yeah, well, just black. Yeah, just black, because no teams were allowed to wear colours. It was like dark colours because of the referee. But obviously now they've relaxed the rule because referees have a multitude of other colours they can pick from.
That's true. The players onto the pitch, ladies and gentlemen. St. James's Park is always going to be full. This is the match where we will display, we as in the Premier League, no room for racism. And Absolutely. That should be a given. There's clearly no room for that anywhere in football or in any sport. And there we go. Everybody saying hi to each other. Trippier, Burn. Miley, 67, back in the lineup. Jacob Murphy, Voltemada saying hi to somebody there. Is that a German goalkeeper? Maybe so. Maybe a former teammate or so.
It probably is. I think
Leno
is. Yeah, I think he is actually.
Leno. There you go. It looks like Fulham will be playing with 4-2-3-1. My favorite formation ever. Wins every time, man. Wins every time when you got proper footballers, at least. And I love it. And
That's
Newcastle
a great
United 4-3-3, of course. You see that with the slide?
Yeah, that's a great advert. That is.
Yeah,
Sliding on his
lovely.
knees. Yeah, Leno. I've just had a look. Leno is German.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, let's not put any unauthorized or unofficial website links in the chat. Links are not going to be allowed anyway. They automatically get taken off. But even any of that, just we don't want to promote stuff that we are not allowed to promote. So please be kind to that. Waldo, Bruno rested for Spurs, surely. Well, he's going to play. So I mean, I don't know. He's going to play, no doubt about it. Bruno Guimaraes in midfield. Maybe he'll come off. Maybe you're saying he'll come off at halftime. Maybe so. By the way, I'm getting information here that no local hero as the players come onto the pitch. That's actually, I can't remember when that. I mean, it's always been local hero.
Yeah. What did they come on to then?
I guess nothing.
Know?
I guess nothing. Just the atmosphere of St. James's Park. I'm assuming that's kind of another one. But there you go. Some people don't like it though. Quite honestly, some people say that we need to change it and blah blah blah. So I'm not sure. I would definitely make it come out to ACDC or something like that.
Yeah.
Pump them up, man.
Yeah, exactly.
To put them on overdrive. So there you go. Chelsea and the Mackhams as well at the same time. We'll try to keep you updated on that score. Hopefully Chelsea do us a favor. But as far as right now, ladies and gentlemen, Fulham ready to kick off. So stay with us. Enjoy the match with us. Interact and react with us right now live on NUFC Talk. Newcastle United versus Fulham. And here we go. Jimenez and Murphy having a chat. And there we go. Everybody taking the knee. In support of no room for racism. Some players stood up. And that's completely fine. Everybody does what they want. And here we go. We have kicked off, ladies and gents. You see the timer. Whatever timer you see in front of you, that's the time we are on. That's exactly what we're watching. So there you go. The Magpies need points the neat. That is just a fact. Eddie Howe applauding already. Well, actually, we haven't seen that kickoff, that odd kickoff. The kicking all the way to the opposite corner. Right? Yeah, from Newcastle at least. We'll see it in the second half if they do it. But a lot of teams were doing it, so now it's like it just disappeared all of a sudden. So there you go, ladies and gents. Malik Chow playing with Kieran Trippier. And Bruno Guimaraes can't get a hold of that one and the ball is given back to Fulham, who go Jimenez now with the ball. Be careful now. Jimenez back with the ball with the shot number 7 deflected on his own player. And the ball is going to end up with Dan Burn. Jimenez, remember, playing with that patch on his head. Remember, Jimenez had a big time injury on his head and knackered him for a good while when he was playing at Wolves. Remember that play? I'm sure a lot of you remember that. It was a horrific injury. He had to have surgeries, and now he has to wear a pad on there to protect himself, Raul Jimenez. That wasn't good. Nick Pope back in the building. Not great with his feet, but great shot stopper and goalkeeper. And Gordon trying to make a run there. Fouled, and the referee is going to pause for a minute. TT with the foul. Voltemata trying to get through. That's going to be another foul, ladies and gentlemen. On Voltemata. 2 minutes underway here at St. James's Park. We're going to get Gary as soon as he can. Gary's having difficulties there, but Nivada, that's what we're here for, to take over. Lewis Miley there with his toenails. barely getting the touch on that ball. Gordon now on the run. Gordon 1-on-1. Gordon against Tite. Gordon gets through, and that might be a foul, ladies and gentlemen. That might be a yellow card already early in the game. Is that? Yes, it is. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. A yellow card for Tite. And a foul on Gordon. A dangerous free kick now for the Toon. On the run. Look at that. Nice run by Gordon. And Tite had no choice but to just go down and mow over Anthony Gordon. Yeah, that's a yellow any day. I mean, it didn't make crazy contact, but it is a foul nonetheless. So there you go. Great stuff from Gordon already, says James Cuff.
Yep.
Early yellow is good news. That's right. It sure is.
It puts pressure straight away on them, doesn't it? You know, and that's what you want. So you want to see, you know, that drive, because at the end of the day, that's confidence to Anthony Gordon that he's beaten his player. Not only has he beaten him now, but he's put him under a lot of pressure to get that next challenge right, or he's seeing an early bath.
A free kick here for the Toon. Kieran Trippier to execute this play. Trippier with the ball. Be careful, Voltemara!
Oh, he's at the post.
Oh, Voltemara hit the post, ladies and gentlemen. Mercy. He was over there by his lonesome. And you can say he cooked that one up. He should have scored that one by himself. Oh, the ball catches him by surprise, really, but it doesn't matter. He should have scored that one. Oh, he barely got a touch, though. So he was surprised by it. Hit the post one more time.
Yeah, a little bit off balance by the looks of it, didn't he?
And Garnacho scores his goal already against the Mackhams. That's a good thing. Just updating you on that from a Pedro Neto pass. So there you go. And Newcastle now pressing on Fulham. Joe Linton, Gordon, who's going to get it? Fulham get it back with Tite. Back with Voltemara. Look at that. Voltemara with the nutmeg.
Shoot.
Voltemara with almost. So close yet so far from Bruno.
Yeah. Ooh. Good start.
Look at Voltemara, though. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, look at that. Great control again. Yeah, great control. I mean, that's what I said. He brings so much difference to this side.
And this is Voltemara shot right here. Oh, he barely gets. I mean,
yeah, toe poke, isn't it?
Goodness gracious. Yeah. I mean, that's just not having luck. But Voltemara already very, very important so far for Newcastle United up front.
Very important.
That's what I'm saying. When Wissa comes available, you don't want to take Voltemara out.
You can't. I don't think you can. That's what I said. I think it's great, and it's great to think that even when Wissa comes in, when he's fit enough, he has got to start hitting the ground running. Else, you know, what we can't do is knock the confidence out of what we've already given and what Voltemara has given to Newcastle.
That's true. Here we go.
That's going to be that out ball all the time. That is.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Well done. Well done, Miley and Bruno again. Good link-up play. Great play.
Trippier now on the right. Trippier might be looking for Gordon. Jacob Murphy. Murphy now with the ball. Murphy's going to have to look to Trippier. The ball to Bruno. Bruno give him an eye. It's a nice pass there to Jacob Murphy. Murphy's going to pass it back. No, he's not. He's going to try to shoot and hit the post, ladies and gentlemen, if I'm not mistaken. Now then Byrne. Oh, the poor pass by Byrne there to Gordon. It kind of kills
Murphy doing trying to shoot from that angle. You think you are Tonali?
Trying to pull the Tonali. Yeah, he hit the post. What a start there from the Toon now. But what if he had passed back though? Maybe the angle. Yeah, that's because right there.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you think, and I think that's what fooled everybody. I think everybody was expecting it to go back across the box. And if you have a look at Lenau's footwork there, he was beaten. If it wasn't for the post that protected him, it was a goal. But you know what? You've got to say confidence to even achieve or attempt that. His confidence is good, and that's what we want to see. We want to really drive the nail into this coffin of Fulham's before they get the opportunity. So the first 20 minutes for me is crucial.
Very, very true. Bassi with the long pass there to Ayobi. who's gonna now Voltamata back with the ball. Nice link up play there. Now Jacob Murphy. Murphy with the cross. Is Gordon gonna get to it?
Oh!
He tries to poke it in. Man, oh man, my oh my. Newcastle United knocking on the door like a Jehovah Witness.
Wow. Listen, it's a great start for Newcastle, but if we could have a great start for the likes as well, that would be fantastic.
Oh, that's true. Please smash the like button, folks. Help out. We need it. We certainly need it. 7 minutes underway, almost 8 now. And Silva's looking a bit knackered at the moment.
Yeah, you know what you were saying where we were watching the game the other day and it felt like we'd been watching for an hour and it was only like 20 minutes.
No, it
feels like it's only just started.
Yeah. Voltamata now with the
well
feet.
done, Volta.
Voltamata with the dribble. And 2 players had to come and close down on Volta for him to give up the ball. Yup, there. And now Leno with the ball. He puts it down. Now he's going to have to play. Voltamata with the pressing. Leno with the hoof. Burn. Gordon. Gordon being pressured. Joe Linton now. Joe Linton looked a bit odd there. But it's going to be a throw-in nonetheless, I believe.
Yeah.
Raul Jimenez on screen. Is Joe Linton okay? Joe Linton's going down to his...
He looked as though he'd done something to his ankle in a previous challenge. And obviously now he's obviously still feeling the effects of something on the outside of his ankle there.
But Jacob Murphy getting up rather quickly to warm up. Sure, he'll stay though, but it's never a bad thing to prepare. Leno back with the ball on Fulham's side. Newcastle not pressing so fast, but you know it. They're trying to take a breather as well because they've been playing 90 miles per hour in the first couple of minutes. Joe Linton gives the ball back to Kelvin Bassey. Berga. Lukic. And Lukic not accurate with the pass to Adama Traore on the right side for Fulham. The ball's going back to Newcastle United. Joe Linton in the midfield. J7 is not running properly now.
No.
The Fulham player caught up to him rather quickly.
I think he was anticipating a little bit of, I suppose, contact in the back, and he was. You were right. He looked as though he was like hampering a little bit rather than full flow to try and get forward.
That's right. Becca saying we look much more confident. I do agree. Wow, great start by the Toons, as Rick Murphy. James Cuff, great start, chaps. Yeah, everybody agreeing. We are looking proper at the moment.
Indeed. Like I said, this is where you need to get the result though from your dominance.
But you know, Gary, we've seen this movie before as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. How many times have we let teams off? Yeah.
Well, we got to put the circular sphere into the net. But a good start nonetheless. A long hoof by Pope. Miley with the ball. The ball gets back to Newcastle's defensive end, if you will. Lewis Miley with the ball now. Lewis Miley not losing the ball. Tied up to his shoe. Gordon. Bruno Guimaraes. Now this is Malik Lai Chow. Voltamata with a nice pass there to Trippier.
I'm going to say.
Oh, Trippier losing the ball, giving the ball away there. And now Fulham setting up for the attack. Be careful. Ayobi.
Go with the runners.
Not a good pass there. Well done there by, looks like Miley helping out in defense. Miley looks, because, he's really tall, so for a good while he looked very, slow. But he certainly seemed to have caught up with his body, if you will.
Yeah. And like I say, he's built out a little bit now. And this is why I was saying, I love the fact that when...
Oh, be careful now with that pass, Raul Jimenez alone. Jimenez, be careful, ladies and gentlemen. And my goodness gracious, that would have been a bad situation there.
Yeah, there you go. Just that one little, like I say, ball through and one mistake, if you like.
That pass between the legs of Butman.
Yeah.
Oh.
But you see that one run has pulled out both Chow and Botman, because obviously you have to close the player down rather than use the space, and that's what we have to do with these guys. We have to be management. It's all about management. Watch the runners.
Chow and Botman quickly close in on that last, because Raul had that shot with his left foot. So thank goodness though. But yeah, mistakes that cannot happen. Corner for Fulham. Joe Linton getting it out of there with his head. The ball back to Fulham now. Pushing against Newcastle. Joe Linton back with the interception. Bruno Guimaraes. Bruno against 3. Bruno's going to have to pass it to Jacob Murphy. Now Jacob Murphy might have a wide open lane, but gives the ball up quickly and in a hurry to Tete. Newcastle fighting for the ball back. Tete back with the ball. Tete against Miley.
You did well there, Tete.
Well done, Lewis. Yeah, but well done, Lewis Miley, keeping him there, though.
Yeah.
And
the space, isn't it?
It's down again. So J7 is down. Silva having an issue with the referee, and of course, not sure what's happening here. But J7 is down. Is it the challenge or is it the previous play? Might be the challenge. Let's look at this. Tete. J7. Ooh, it might have been more like, that right there. Well,
yeah,
he puts his studs on top of J7's foot, but that's not going to be a foul, though.
No.
I mean, well, thank goodness that's what it is, because I thought it might have been related to the first foul.
Yeah, and that's what I said. He's obviously got something wrong with that ankle, and obviously having it trod on as well isn't going to help the situation, is it? I mean, it's like I said, Newcastle at the minute are playing some lovely football.
Lovely football. Good intentions by Bruno, but Murphy wasn't reading the play and not quite sure he would have gotten to it. But here we go. Fulham now being pressed a little bit. Gonna be maybe a throw for Newcastle. Nope, a throw in for Fulham now.
Yeah, Jimenez again, just doing what he needs to do, and that's just waiting for the ball to bounce. He's pushing into Botman further and further back. When the ball bounces, then you have to commit the challenge. That's like I say, an old school way of protecting the ball and getting you a throw in a bit further down the field. Just takes the pressure off Fulham.
Well, no doubt that Jimenez is an old school striker, very good, and now he's gotten very stronger, to be honest. So he can hang with he's gonna be a nuisance for those center backs.
Absolutely. Let's say
Traore with the cross there. Be careful. And Trippier clears that ball. Voltemara is not going to be a foul there against Diop. And the referee says, play on, play on.
I think Voltemara, it was a 50-50 because the referee, if you noticed what he was saying, was he had his hand pulling him down, Voltemara. So he was being pulled back by Diop, and it was 50-50, so the referees just allowed play to go.
60 minutes underway, ladies and gents. Smash the like button if you're watching on YouTube. Help us out. Lewis Miley in midfield. Oh, giving the ball away now. Lewis Miley to Iwobi. Iwobi.
He's got to be off deflection, isn't it?
Not offside. Jimenez looking for the ball now. Be careful. Butman on him. Iwobi. Malik Chiao with the deflection just in time. Now Gordon's going to get to that one. Anthony Gordon. Nice pass there to Voltemara. Long pass. Voltemara giving the ball away, being pressured there. Voltemara stays in defense, though. Malik Chiao to clean up any mess. The left there.
Bit erratic at times, though, isn't it? Like I say, the percentage of passes, you've got to make sure if you're going across your penalty box, it's got to be done with a bit of pace so it beats the player, the interception. So have to be careful with one or two of these cross-field passes. Fulham now, just on the left-hand side of the field as we look.
There we go. Oh, Jacob
the
Murphy.
chance here, Jacob Murphy.
Jacob Murphy from Bassie. Jacob Murphy with the shot.
Hey! The Murphmeister!
What a shot from Jacob Murphy.
Mistake from Fulham.
Through.
Get in.
Get in. What a wonderful
Come on.
shot. Accurate shot, more or less, because it was just creeping, crawling, making its way onto the bottom right-hand corner for the goalkeeper.
Yeah, it was a strange one from Bassie, wasn't it? You know, again, under a bit of pressure, Newcastle, but that release, and again, that's the pressure that's on them mentally. You know, he tried to drag it back and then intercepted really well from Murphy, who then's got the mentality to drive into the box. He hasn't got much pace, to be fair, and Bassie was, gaining back with him. But it's that quality of finish across the keeper, inside of the post, and into the back of the net. Superb. Oh, he did get his fingers to it though, Leno, but not enough to turn it around the post.
No, but that was just as accurate as it's going to be. Wonderful
yeah,
shot there.
Absolutely.
Full style.
Superb.
I mean,
Superb.
right? It was wonderful.
Told
Wonderful.
you.
I mean,
who needs Jamal when you've got Murphy? I've told you.
And when it comes to Murphy, he's clearly just solidifying himself as a starter now. And to be fair, you've got to give it to the lad because against all odds, he's same as last season. Everybody didn't think he was good enough or he was performing. And then this season, everybody got Ilanga. People thought Ilanga was going to take over and hasn't. And Murphy's still performing. So.
And that is exactly it. It's about doing what you do well, and he just seems to have, for me, he's continued on that form. And we've seen previously where players have come in and out of the side, and there's another opportunity here for Ultimata. Yeah.
Ultimata trying to get through. Burn is going to foul, play on, says the referee, and the referee is going to call the previous foul. Yeah. So there you go.
But that's what I'm saying. When you look at the way Murphy has continued his form from the 2 seasons prior, where he's had really decent seasons. He hasn't dropped his form. He enjoys the game. He enjoys this Newcastle side, and he looks to me as though he, as bad as he was. He seems to be the one for me that has improved the most out of all of the players that Eddie Howe actually had from the Bruce era.
Thank you very much to the one and only Rebecca. Lovely, lovely, lovely lass that accompanies us every show, really. So thank you very much. Alongside Queen of Heart, Lynn, all those wonderful lasses that always help us out. So thank you very much for the super sticker, £10 from Rebecca. Thank you very much, Becca. Appreciate your support. Thank you. Nice to see us winning second balls as Vincent. There you go.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I think Newcastle are just. We're just too good for Fulham at the moment. And again, 1-0 is not enough though. So you're gonna have to eventually.
But it's the perfect timing for me. 20-minute mark. You've dominated the first 20 minutes. Yeah, you've allowed through a couple of mistakes, if you like, mistimed passes and everything else for Fulham to come back into it slightly. But then it's a case of not dropping your momentum. It's not dropping your head. It's about what you've achieved before those events and continuing. And that's what I said. If you look at the way Fulham are, they've got a couple of players that only will work, the likes of Smith Rowe, when they've got ball to feet, not really want to track back, and that will help Newcastle going forward.
Yep. And that's going to be, it seems, a goal kick for the Toon. Fulham had an opportunity there, but they couldn't. They just don't have the quality.
It's poor.
That was a poor ball there. A goal kick for Nick Pope in Newcastle United. Here we go. Bruno doing a little bit of a Zinedine Zidane roulette, but he gives the ball away.
Yeah, I'm going to say.
At the end.
Does the hard bit and not the easy bit. Lucas Moratti, they're saying these two teams are known for their strong defence, but the attacking game quality is not good. Meeting them will definitely be boring. Oh, be interesting to see who you support, Lucas. Because, like I say, I've not really seen this as a boring game, to be fair.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so either. I think this is a very entertaining game if you're a Newcastle fan, certainly. Adama Traore now on the right side for Fulham. Traore against Byrne. Traore able to get the cross. Jimenez, be careful. Rowe as well there to attack Newcastle. Fulham recouping at the moment.
Yeah. Just a highlight.
Be careful, and Nick Pope is going to get to it.
A little bit of movement there, as you saw from the Fulham attack. It was a point where you'd got Trippier coming from the right side of the box to close down on the D, if you like, on the edge of the penalty box. Then realising he's leaving his player, and there was multiple players of Newcastle in and around the Fulham area on the D of the edge of the box, and he stops, looks behind him, and then just goes back to his marking zone. And I think we've been very, very guilty of bringing ourselves out of position to try and support other players in the past when there's better position players that can deal with the ball. So I think, like I say, it's certainly something that I can see Eddie Howe have worked on, especially with what Trippier has just done there. Keep yourself in your position. Let everybody else deal with what they need to deal with.
Jacob Murphy now is down. Be careful. He extended that knee right there, and now he is squirming in pain.
I don't know whether he got trud on there, to be fair.
Maybe he got stepped on. Let's see. Oh, yeah, those studs right into the Achilles tendon.
In the Achilles tendon, yeah. And that's something that he's been suffering with for a while now, his Achilles tendon. So I'm hoping that doesn't slow him down at all. Hobbling away.
Yeah, I mean, it's still knackering him.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. But that is, but Jacob Murphy, he'll stay on, of course. Tough. It's a 2-pound steak. In Newcastle and Fulham now, playing a little bit of tennis ball. Butman making the ball a little bit difficult than he had to be. And there's a foul there in midfield. 25 minutes underway, ladies and gents. Newcastle United beating Fulham 1-0 at St. James's Park.
The Mackems have equalised at Chelsea.
Is that right? Unbelievable. Miley. Back to Bruno. Chow. Chow is going to pass it to Byrne. Byrne. Going to look for Sven Botman. Botman. Ball's going to the midfield. Newcastle give the ball away. Bassi is going to put the play with Tete. Who's got Traore. Traore, the bulldozer. The ball's going back, though. Back to Tete. Lukic. Diop. And now this is the goalkeeper, Leno. Now a little bit of pressure on Fulham now from Newcastle. Back to Diop. Hey, that's is that Diop play for us?
Who's that?
Diop.
No.
Why do I have him playing for Newcastle? Maybe I'm knackered. Oh, what a shot there! And Nick Pope just in time. Traore with the shot. Traore, man, he looks like he can't scratch his back. Traore needs a tighter shirt.
Yeah.
What a nice shot there. And Pope with his one save. Traore, he gets through Burn, able to put up a shot, but not accurate, thank goodness. Steve Waldo says this game is far from over. I think he's wanting to say, well, I do agree. It's just 1-0. No matter how good we're playing, it's not enough. So, yeah, I agree with that. Joe Linton.
Yeah, that's what I said. We've just got to take it to the. We've got to take it to them, and like I say, not allow them to get back in the game. You know, it takes a deflection or something like that to lose the momentum, to lose everything that you've worked really hard for. So let's keep that come on, well done. Keep that drive forward. You know, keep pushing them back, and let them make the mistakes in front of their goal, like they've already done to create that opportunity for us. The more we put them under pressure, the more mistakes that'll come.
Traore. Now the game is kind of slow down and a bit choppy now. And Gordon helping Traore up. So I had to look up Diop because I'm like, why does he something to do with Newcastle? Well, he scored a goal against Newcastle back like when he was playing with West Ham. So there you go. I guess that's why I had him in mind. But there you go. Bassi. Newcastle pressing now with Walter Mara. Back the ball's going back to Leno. Issa Diop. Tete. Back to Diop. Who's going to have to get rid of it. Malik Chiao pressing up there. It's a throw in and Burn not letting him play. There we go. And Burn with a throw in. Number 33 for the Toon. Iwobi. Iwobi there. 1-1 against Jacob Murphy. Berga. Ball's going back to Berga. And Newcastle United giving the ball away to Fulham, letting them play, letting them control the tempo of the game. I'm not sure I like this, but is the team getting the breather? We shall see. Diop playing back with Bassi. Baltimore now back at the ball playing with Lewis Miley. Malik Chiao now. Trippier with the ball on the right side for Newcastle United. Back to Malik Chiao. What a pass there by Chiao in between two Fulham players. Lovely pass to Burn, who gives it to Gordon. Back to Burn, and Burn is going to play in the center with Butman. Malik Chiao. Malik Chiao with a nice long pass to Butman. Lovely passing now from Newcastle United with Chiao and Voltemara. The ball's Joe Linton now with Gordon. Gordon on the left. Gordon on the run. Gordon. Anthony Gordon passing it to Miley. And not much came from that one. There might be a foul there. It is going to be a foul called against Adama Traore by Bruno Guimaraes. He's not happy, Bruno.
Yeah, I think he was expecting a square ball there. Like I say, it just didn't happen. And like I say, he stepped across Traore to try and slow the play down. And the referee deemed that as a free kick. I've seen a lot of those, like I say, because he doesn't have to get out the way, but Bruno obviously stretching his arms out creates himself to be a little bit bigger than he needed to be.
There we go. Jimenez on the run against Butman. And able to battle that ball away from Butman there, Jimenez. Berga. And Lukic. And now Tete with Adama Traore on the right. Traore against Burn and Gordon. And look at Gordon coming down to help. And be careful. There might be a late tackle there against Traore by Burn. It's not a corner. Well, they're having a problem there. Traore is not believing that. Let's take a look. But he was pushed there by. It was pushed and tackled late by pushed by Gordon and tackled late by Burns. So
the referee deems that he's got the ball, but I didn't see much of the ball given there. To be fair, unless he's got his studs to it. The only difference there between Tete's yellow card and Burns' yellow card is I don't think Traore actually had full control of the ball. I don't think he was going to ever get that ball, to be fair, as fast as Traore was. So it's probably just gone in the favour of Burn.
Lukic with a corner. Murphy able to go. Oh, he loses the ball now. Be careful against Lukic. Jimenez couldn't capitalize, and now Butman is going to play with Gordon. Gordon, and that might be a foul. Yes, it is. So Newcastle will get a free kick out of nothing, really. You got to be careful. Fulham getting closer and closer here. And Murphy can't lose the ball there, man. That's not good. No,
that's what I said. You've got to. Like I say, confidence sometimes can put you in a lot of trouble, and that's one there where, he's trying to play himself out of trouble there. But, just pass the ball. You've got a player who's on 10 yards in front of you. Just play what you see. Well done, Bruno.
There you go, Walter Mare.
Good big Dan Burn there, being the striker.
Gordon. Gordon with the cross with his left. The ball's going to go back to Gordon. Be careful.
Well done, Gordon.
Gordon looking for something, giving the ball away there though against Traore.
Yeah, you're not going to get. You're not going to bounce. You are going to bounce off Traore.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's funny.
I don't know how that can be a foul though. To be fair, can you? Because if you have a look at the momentum of Traore against, it seemed as though is they shooting for handball there. I don't know why they were showing that one again. But it was Traore that come to Anthony Gordon, if I'm honest with you. And that's why I said I can't understand how the referee can give that one way when, you've given a foul against Bruno.
Oh, what might have been foul there. He was literally hugged from behind.
Yeah. Referee, that's what I said. The bigger you are, the harder it is to actually get a foul. Big Duncan Ferguson used to have the same issue. I don't know whether it's a black and white shirt. Being a big striker, he used to get pulled all over the shop. But to be fair, Duncan Ferguson could give it back, if I'm honest.
Dan Burn used to play for Fulham. That's right.
Yeah.
Forgot about that one.
I'm going to go down the left-hand side. But Welby's been pretty quiet so far, to be fair.
Yeah, that's true.
Not really been involved in much. Everything coming down there, right-hand side with Traore, really. Again, isolating Dan Burn, I suppose. That's been Silva's benchmark, and a lot of coaches will see the same. It's going to be a weak link. And so far, to be fair, I haven't really seen, there you go. It's such a surprise because he's got all the pace in the world, but the final third for Traore has always seen it being a problem for him, and that's why he's moved to so many different clubs now. I don't know who that guy is.
Yeah, came back to Barcelona. That's where he's from, really.
Yeah.
But it wasn't good enough. Alan Shearer in the building. Rob Lee there next to him. Interesting.
Did you see the interview of Eddie Howe when he was asked if you was to pick a player of yesteryear to come into the side, who would you pick? And everybody thought he'd go with the likes of Shearer. There was a couple of names in there that I was surprised with, if I'm honest with you.
No, I haven't watched it.
Oh yeah. I'll see if I've got it again. I'll send it you. Shola Amiobi, believe it or not, was one of his players that he would have had.
Shola Amiobi.
Otherwise, I don't know who. Becca, do you know who it is? The old guy? Because apparently she's just put in there. She had him talking to Shearer this morning on TV.
I'm not sure. Can't be the Charlton brother. One of the Charlton brothers. One of them is already gone. So
yeah, I'm gonna say.
I think the other one might be gone as well. Voltemata not try. Oh, see, here we go. The up, holding on to Voltemata, and
not getting anything given for him, is he?
I mean, you're being held, and the Toon is not happy about it. Obviously, the fans are not happy about it. They getting up off their seat. And here we go. Miley, nicely, lovely pass there to Trippier. Bruno now with the ball. Nice pass to Joe Linton. Joe Linton is going to give it to Gordon. And Gordon with the long
great pass. Come on,
and now Murphy on the run. Lovely. Jacob Murphy. All by his lonesome. The flag was up. Hey, let me see.
Or he's offside. I don't think he was. I think he timed his run to perfection.
Oh, no, he wasn't.
Yeah, he was. No, he wasn't. He timed it to perfection.
What a pass there by Gordon, by the way. Now you can say Gordon is playing proper.
Yeah, it's all about movement, you see, coming in off that width.
The only thing Murphy, if he has time to think,
yeah,
it ain't
he's
gonna
gone,
work.
mate. Yeah, he's gone.
You can't let him think. You just got to shoot.
But listen, he's getting the opportunities, and that's what I keep saying. And it was just a hand going to the side. Leno made himself big there. He had to make the save. He didn't miss the target, which is the big thing.
Murphy with a shot.
Have another go.
I think the cross though. Malik Chiao's is telling him, man, you got to cross, man. You can't just shoot from there.
He's trying to do the keeper on the near post there, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, even Bruno's having a word with him there. Did you see him? Bruno was saying, get it into the box.
A corner. Trippier there. Trippier with the corner being punched by Leno. Just in time. Voltemata is going to get to it, though. And they will let it go for a throw-in.
He's looking happy at the minute, is he, Voltemata?
No,
he's been roughed up a little bit.
He hasn't been really served much. As crazy as it was play good, but he had that opportunity. Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
We surely need one goal here. Would be very good assurance for what's to come. Murphy. Oh, Murphy, you're trying to be too clever, man.
Yeah.
And oh wow. Why did you just do that, man?
It's
you
like
literally give him a throw in and
20 yards, well, let's say 40 yards further down the field.
Yeah.
He's tried to bring it under control, but it's bounced so far away from him.
Yeah. Here we go. Burn is not going to get to it. Adama Traore will, though. Adama Traore has to pass it back. Tete with the long cross to Jimenez. And well done by Trippier. And that will be one of Mighty Wynn's, favorite things. The Trippier wins headers.
Yeah.
And we'll go into his stats. Joe Linton and Buttman now hoofing it. That wasn't a very good hoof by Buttman, to be fair.
He's just clearing the lines, clearing the danger, I suppose. That's what you want to ask yourself. Just get them playing on the halfway line and then get your shape back. And then we'll go from there. I must admit, Murphy's playing really high again and quite narrow, which obviously is a tactic that Eddie Howe has worked on, rather than Gordon being stuck to the touchline.
Mm-hmm.
Well done, Chow.
Be careful.
Yeah, Trippier having
there.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's the problem with Pope sometimes. I think he's hesitant to come and collect them balls on the... Oh, dear, Botman. Awful ball.
Botman giving the ball away. Now be careful. And Pope with the stop. Yeah. I mean,
That was a crazy ball from Botman there. Look, I mean, he's straight to him.
Yeah. They're giving the ball away, man.
Yeah.
Not
And that's what I'm saying. Smith Rowe, you see, like I say, he doesn't work at all. He literally just, does his thing. He just sits in that slot, not interested. Come on.
Nice ball from Joe Linton to Gordon. Gordon 1-on-1 against Tete. Gordon with a cross with his left foot. Batsy getting that one out of there. Burn. And a throw in for Fulham.
It was a good ball in from Gordon, to be fair, but it was just nobody had got that far up the field to attack that 6-yard box. Because it was in between the keeper, because it was where it was placed. There wasn't any height on the ball, but like I say, there just wasn't enough black and white shirts in there for him to get that, pressure on the ball, if you like.
Yeah, it's been a bit. The quality it's gone down a little bit. I mean, we got the lead, of course. Newcastle got the lead, but it's not as straightforward as it may seem.
That's an
And
awful.
that's going to go out. That's going to be a throw in there.
There's no pressure on Lenau to do that at all, was there?
He is, though, complaining to his teammates.
Yeah, I think Tete there is just saying, get it long, just go. You've got players that you can go for, and I think there was a little bit of miscommunication there from Lenau and the fullback.
Going to be a long throw in from Den Burn.
Yeah.
There you go. Burn with the long throw in. And that's going to be the get out of there by Fulham. Now be careful with the counter attack. It will be. And everybody else got back though. So the pass back to Gordon. Well done by Iwobi.
Yep.
Oh, and now J7 is going to be fouled. J7, why do you got to do all that, man?
Yeah, no, that's what I said.
He gave you the foul. Why are you got to be throwing your arms up, man? You're going to get a yellow card that is not.
Referees having a word with him. Look.
Yeah, because what you're trying to do is show the referee off. Why he gave you a foul? So why are you throwing arms and trying to, more or less get the crowd against him? They're not going to like that.
No.
So last thing you need is a yellow card when they gave you a foul. Anyway.
Just got to keep, like I say, keep yourself to yourself. And the referee gives you the decision, just go with it. Take your time, walk away. Because like I say, you just highlighted yourself, aren't you? 1 minute of added time.
1 minute added time.
I mean, it is, it has gone off a little bit. And, they are potentially, as Almar is saying, Dr. Almar is saying in the chat, dangerous on the wings. The trouble is the quality of that final third isn't great for Fulham, and they've been that way for a long time. They thrive on mistakes being made by what we do, and we've seen a couple of times.
The shot by Voltamara.
Yeah. And that's what we've got to be tight on, or tighter on. Not giving them the opportunities to push on that final third because we're giving them the ball back in that area. So I think it's been an okay half. It could have been 2-0 if Murphy had have got his second goal, which he should have scored. To be fair, but it's like I say, it's certainly better than we've been this season so far. As in, the finishing side of it, not the quality on the build-up hasn't always been there. But again, it's like I say, you have to stop these little silly giveaways. When you've got control of the ball, keep control of the ball. Let possession work.
Yep. It is halftime, ladies and gentlemen. First half is over. Newcastle United winning and beating Fulham at home 1-0. I don't think that's going to be enough. I think Fulham has done I mean, they're not playing better than Newcastle, to be honest, but I think Newcastle is deserving to win. But we just need to secure that win. I don't agree with Abu Essa in the chat saying that we're playing poor against the poor Fulham team. I don't think that's the case. I think we are playing better. I think we are beating them, which is what we want. But I would agree that the victory is not sealed and delivered yet. We need to close the game down. I don't, to say that we're playing bad today, I think it's disingenuous, to be honest. But everybody's got their opinion, so there you go. Could be better, but 1-0 is fair with the way we have been playing, says Rick Murphy. I think we've been playing better than Fulham. I mean,
it's not been. It's like I say, it's not been a bad half. It's been there's poor sections. If you look at the
tiny mistakes.
Yeah, I mean they've had the majority of possession, as daft as it looks, and again it's because they've given the ball away. And 8 shots apiece, 2 shots on target to our 3. But if you have a look at the expected goals, it's just under 1 for us and nowhere near half for them. So again, you can see the final third is pretty poor. But again, they're leading on the completed passes, 198 to 155. Pass accuracy though is diminished because ours is 84%, where theirs is only 82%. Touches in the box, we've got 12, they've got 17. But a majority of their 17 has come from us giving the ball away in our defensive third. So, again, it's about being tight in the areas, in the danger areas. And we've been guilty of our own demise to some degree in that final third, because you're gifting them the opportunity to build that possession. And like I say, if we can control that element of our game, this game would be beyond Fulham at the minute.
Yeah, I do agree. But let's go with the comments of people in the chat and see what they say. Let me see here. Good half, says Steve Waldo. Aaron says, good 45 minutes, but we should be up 2-0. Becca will come out fired in the second half. And Lou says, big issue, stop giving the ball away. I think that's been one of the clear issues, giving the ball away, stopping our momentum. Thomas says, not playing well here, man. Well, okay. Well, that's I don't agree with that, but I think it's been scrappy, if you will. Well, there you go. Connor says the same thing. It's been scrappy. That doesn't mean that we're playing bad. But it's just mental, small mistakes. I could agree, though, that in the sense that if we, like the Butman ball that was given away, that he gave the ball away, where they got a shot off, maybe somebody else with more quality would have scored that one. So, to be fair, that's a fair point. But we shall see. Abu Essa says we're not retaining the ball. Agree, Gary. Their final ball is poor, but it only takes one to be crossed properly. Exactly. There you go. To pay for those mistakes. Yeah, you got a point. Rick Murphy could be better, but 1-0 is fair with the way we have been playing. Gave the ball away too much, says Ian Fleming. Queen of Heart, I'll be in. There you go. She's having a bite. Thomas, need to keep the ball far better. Yeah, I think everybody's coming to that agreement. This is that play right there by Murphy, able to get that shot right there. I mean, it's just exquisite. He had another opportunity where we had to think too much, and he certainly missed it. That was a lovely play, by the way.
Yeah, it was a fantastic play
by Gordon. And Otomata did have one that hit the post as well. As well as Murphy had another hit the post.
Hit the post. That's what I'm saying. This game should already be put to bed, and that's why I said it's the reasons why people are still edgy is because we're still only 1-0 up, and the small amount of opportunity. Yeah, the small amounts of opportunities that they've had, we've gifted them, but we've cut through these guys so many times. Like I say, a little bit more quality in front of goal, a little bit more composure, and this should already be, already won, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah. The Mackhams are playing against Chelsea in London. Garnacho imposing himself in the first couple of minutes, 4 or 5 minutes. He scored a wonderful goal there. And Garnacho letting everybody know in London who he is. But in the 20th minute, the Mackhams, out of a long throw, number 25 gets through. Who was that? Was that a deflection?
Yeah.
17 had, it was 18 that ended up scoring. A lot of deflections.
Yeah.
He was onside. There you go. The Mackhams equalizing the game. They're 1-1. They're not winning, as somebody would have said. I think Connor was like, they were beaten.
More scrappy than Scooby's annoying cousin.
Yeah, Scrappy Doo. Yeah, there you go, Jordan. Jordan, where you been, man? So we got some more chats here. Abu Wessa says my criticism is our lack of game management against the poor Fulham side. Is we should be imposing ourselves. I think. Well, that's a fair point. Steve Waldo, maybe missing Tonali's energy, but a decent half. Maybe so. Chris, we aren't playing great, man, are we? I think we deserve to be winning. I think that we would have gotten lucky on a few. We could have scored more goals, and that would have been the defining moments of the game. But you were right. We giving the ball away. And the last 20 minutes have been not so enjoyable to watch, to be fair. So there you go. And that's due to Newcastle's fault as well. I guess we can agree on that. Becca, Miley, and Joe Linton, to name a few, they do give the ball away at times. Well, that's true. Tonali doesn't do that. Obviously, he does like anybody else in the world, but not as much. So maybe we are missing that part of it. But there's a reason why he's not playing. Is he not well? I don't know. I think that Eddie Howe is clearly. I think I'm confident that he's come to the realization that Tonali needs to play every game from here to infinity. So if he's not playing, there's got to be some sort of reason to why. Can he come? He's on the bench, so can he come in halftime or in the second half? Hopefully, but we shall see.
I think, like I say, you've got to ask yourself, because there's a question in from Omar about Ramsdale being in. Would that make us play out better from the back? And I think the biggest problem for me hasn't been Palpy's kicking, because Palpy really hasn't had the ball to feet a lot of the times. It's been the delivery from our centre backs, our full backs. We've just been a little bit sloppy, and that's what I said. Even Voltemada, when he's come deep, you're attempting a crossfield pass 35 yards away centrally from your own goal. So you have got to make sure that ball, when you go square, beats the opposite player that's trying to compete with you. Because once you play that ball, we are on the turnover moving forward. So you're going to have a lot of players out of position because they're expecting that ball to be on transition out of the defensive third into an attacking third. So it's like I said, it's the mentality. When you're committed to make the pass, make sure you are 95% accurate where the ball is going to go, because when your mind is on that transition moving forward, you can find yourself out of position. And we've done that a number of times. Botman out onto the left side of the box, plays a ball directly in, I can't remember who it was now, I think it was Berg, who then plays it in to Rowe. And Smith Rowe had literally the whole of the goal to aim at. Luckily for us, he plays it down close to Dick Pope. And again, these are the things that you have to get, you have to say, you take them out of that element out of the game. And has really Fulham had that many opportunities? No, they haven't. Their opportunities have literally come from our mistakes that we've gifted them. And again, that just brings more confidence. So if we can nullify those silly mistakes, not only does it keep the ball tight in possession, it nullifies the confidence growing for them. And like I say, with confidence comes more opportunities. So it's about just keeping it steady. They've got to chase the game now to get something back from this. So let them work. And what we've got to do now is try and have that little bit more quality, composure on the ball. We've seen it from Anthony Gordon through to Murphy. Continue that form. Let them come at us, force the issue, and hopefully we'll get a couple more in the second half.
Yep, I do agree with that. Folks, don't forget to smash the like button. Help us reach as many likes as we can. It helps the channel grow. It helps other people find us. So please do that if you can. A reminder that on match days, we don't get any income from ads. Ads are turned off, so we can have an uninterrupted experience for you guys. So if you find it in your heart to donate to the channel so we can keep going, you can super chat right away. You can become a member yourself. You can gift memberships away to other folks and help us keep going. So anything of that sort, we appreciate it very much indeed. And if it's not the time, just hit the like button and help reach as many as we can. Anyway, more comments here. James Cuff, need to cut out these forced balls out of the back, giving it away so many times. I think we're forced a little bit to play from the back. That I do agree with that. I don't understand why. I mean, I think that clearly if that's an Eddie Howe thing and that he wants to do, that's fine. But common sense should always prevail. And if you can't play, if you can't do it, then why being forced to? I mean, that part, it's I don't get it. But I mean, I don't know. Players need to make decisions on their own, though. That's the thing. Don Milburn says the ref is a disgrace. We are getting fouled constantly, especially Walter Mata, and getting nothing. Yeah, well, that's certainly what the crowd is seeing that as well, and they're not liking it at all. J7 is struggling, says Brian Quinn. Ramsey on soon, I reckon. Well, I do agree. I mean, I'm not seeing much from J7. So, whatever reason that may be, he's certainly not performing. And if that's the case, then maybe Ramsey. Well, no, I think Ramsey needs to be given an opportunity, because at the end of the day, the team, the bench players need to know when somebody's not playing good, then I'll get an opportunity. If not, then what's the point?
Yeah, I agree. For me, J7, and again, I love his commitment to the cause, because he does wear the colours across his heart. But for me, it's about composure. And like I say, he always plays with this aggressive, intent, if you like. And sometimes what happens with that is because your will and your want to get that ball back so passionately, sometimes that control just isn't there, that composure just isn't there. And that's what we need now. Instead of doing everything at 100 miles an hour, and you think about the midfield three, there's not a lot of pace in that midfield three. It needs somebody who can put the foot on it, slow the game down to a degree in that midfield section, because we've got control of it, slow it down and pass through them rather than trying to force through them. I think sometimes, like I say, with that mentality of everything's got to be done in a solid way, where you're stiff, your body's stiff, your muscles become reactive to that mentality. Everything bounces off J7 a lot of the time. We just really need to have somebody who can put the foot on the ball, whether that's Ramsey or whether that is Tonali. Like I said, you've got the options now to throw a body on there to go and play in the J7 part, who can just work them channels a little bit more. Because, like I say, for me, I think Anthony Gordon's been virtually a solo player. Now, again, is J7 solely and purely there to try and support Dan Burn and try and stop that supply coming into Traore's feet, where he's going to draw Dan Burn forward out of position degree to close the space down, so Traore's got the space behind to knock the ball past Dan Burn? Because if that's what Eddie Howe has asked him to do, I think he's done that job, because there's been very little supply into Traore's feet. So I think sometimes we have to be careful on. None of us have got an ear in the dressing room of what Eddie Howe is asking the players to do. So depending on me, whether we want a player from the midfield to be more of a forward-thinking player, or we want a player to be a defensive rolling player, then to me, you've got to make a choice. But at this present moment in time, I'd like to see us with a little bit more composure in that midfield. It looks a little bit erratic.
That's true. Let me see. Well, the second half, the players are coming out. Looks like Fulham is going to make a change in this start of the second half. I doubt Newcastle will, but we'll keep an eye on it, of course. Albert Mooney missed a couple of sitters in that half. Lackadaisical for me, especially at the back. Yeah, a few balls given away. I don't think I've seen Botman very, very sure of himself today. Giving balls away, it's running after the ball. I think not the greatest, but we shall see. Don't forget to smash the like button, folks. Help us out. Help us get as many as we can. Second half is about to start, and Gordon there having a conversation with the referee and some Toon
Having
fans
a
in the
laugh.
background.
Yeah, having a right laugh there, aren't they? I don't know who's come off for Kevin, if I'm honest with you, for Fulham at the minute. We're still trying to find out who that replacement is. Obviously, Kevin's a midfielder, more of attacking midfielder. I wonder whether it's Smith Rowe that's come off. No, it looks like Iwobi. No, it's not. I can see Iwobi. So I'm not sure. Because Kevin seems to have come more onto this left-hand side on the setup for what I've just seen. And Iwobi looks like he's going more central to try and support Jimenez. So from what I can work out so far, it looks like Fulham could potentially go 4-4-2 against us now.
There you go. Second half, we are underway, ladies and gents. All yours.
You want me to
Gary.
do this one? Yeah. So throw into Fulham down on this right-hand side. And Tete, again, ball given straight back to Dan Burn, who plays the ball back to Malik Chow, deep in the Newcastle half. He's got Trippier to his right, Botman to his left, and plays the ball into Miley's feet, who goes all the way back to Popey, just on the edge of his box. Plays a simple pass to Chow into Trippier on this right-hand side, up to Murphy. Murphy dinks the ball into Voltemada. Voltemada tries to give it him back, but again, hassled by a couple of the Fulham players. And again, the referee's given him the foul there against Bassett. Deep in his own half, though, this time. Maybe there's been a little bit of a mention of what's gone on. I don't know whether... I think that the Fulham formation now, with Smith Rowe still on the field, it looks like Smith Rowe will still operate in that, the space in between. But it certainly looks like Fulham are on the attack again now with the intensity. Iwobi down on that right-hand side. Again, just trying to keep hold of the ball. Fulham plays it in to Traore. Again, Berg now just outside. And Kevin with the first opportunity to get in the box. And unfortunately...
Apparently, Kevin is so good.
Sessignon. Yeah, Sessignon it was. It was Smith Rowe who has gone off and Kevin's come on. I was just having a look at who it was still on the field, but it's Smith Rowe who's gone off. Again, he did very little for... I was just trying to see who that was, but they've changed a couple of players in the system. So Kevin's on, Smith Rowe's off. Confirmed. But like I say, Iwobi's gone central and Kevin's going to act out on this left-hand side for Fulham. So again, looking for pace to break the lines of Newcastle, with Iwobi now being the central player. So again, you've got to be careful, Newcastle, just with that pace in and behind. Long from Pope. Brought down nicely by Dan Burn, giving it to Anthony Gordon. Back to Dan Burn on this left-hand side. It's tight. Back into Miley. Miley goes back to Chow. Again, a half press from Fulham. Trippier sees an option for Bruno down this right-hand side. Bruno keeps the ball in, but unfortunately his momentum takes him out the box, but he's kept the ball in play. So it's back with Fulham. Bassey. Diop now. Diop under pressure from Voltemada. Has to go long. And again, trying to source Traore out, but Dan Burn easy with that one. Goes out for a throw-in. Back to Botman. Dan Burn now goes long towards the halfway line. And again, it's comfortable for Fulham to head back to Leno. Sessignon plays it inside, and again, he will be coming deep to collect that ball. Bassey all the way back to Leno again on the 6-yard line. Out to Diop. Tete. Down the line to Traore. Traore being heavily marked there by Dan Burn. He gets the ball. Oh, referee has finally given a foul there. It seemed quite a delay on that one, if I'm honest. So having looked at the setup again, it still looks like you've got a 4-2-3-1 with just a like-for-like change for Iwobi going now central, Kevin going on the left-hand sides for Smith Rowe. Dan Burn able to chest it down and cleared it long again. Bassey with a head up. Voltemada trying to get it under control. Miscontrolled that time. Diop back to Leno. Leno now goes square to Sessegnon. Closed down quickly by Bruno there. Sorry, it was Trippier, not Bruno. Now it's with... Ooh, there's a bit of a push there. Yeah, I can say on Miley. Referee allowed it go. Murphy. Oh, Bruno gets a smack in the back of the thigh there and the hamstring. Giving it a bit of a rub. It's going to be a sore one.
Yep. Yeah, that's a knee really right into those hurt.
Yeah, the dead legs are, like I say, you hard to run off if I'm honest with you. But it certainly looked like there was a push from a well beyond Morley just before that. So referee allowed to go. So a free kick right of centre of the Fulham box. Around about 30 yards, 35 yards out. So plenty of space for Newcastle to attack here.
Would it be Trippier? Maybe
Trippier
so.
Runs over the ball to Murphy. Murphy drives it low. Ooh, looking for Voltamada again there. Murphy manages to get a toe to it, but it's fell to Kevin. Kevin now running down the left-hand side. Welby on the outside of him. Welby looks up. Looks to go diagonal for Tete to try and keep in play. It's Jimenez. Jimenez is out of position for a little bit, but he's got the ball. Back into Lukic. Lukic now looking for options out on that right-hand side. Now it's Tete. Down the line for Traore. Traore just dancing a little bit with Byrne. Brings the ball back towards Lukic. Got it onto his right foot. He drills it across the box. Headed clear this time. But again, Voltamada has been pressed all over from Diop there. Gets the free kick this time.
Personal marking by Diop.
Right. Yeah, they've not allowed him 5 yards at all.
He's on him like a rash, man.
Yeah. All over the park. I mean, how deep was Voltamada there? You'd have expected them to hold off a little bit, but they followed him literally down to the 30-yard mark. Bruno plays the ball up to J7. J7, a little ball out to Chow. Chow now just on the halfway line on this right-hand side. Gives it to Trippier. Carries on his run down this right-hand side. Tries a little dink inside to Bruno, but it's out for a throw into Newcastle. Ball being left for Trippier. Throws the ball into J7. J7 drops a shoulder, plays inside. Bruno now plays it outside to Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon now just on the inside left position. Plays the ball into J7 now, who's taken over on that left-hand side. Miley drags the ball back, plays it out to Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon just gives it inside to Miley. Got a bit of time now, Miley. Give it back to Dan Byrne. Gets it out of his feet. Crosses the ball into the box. It's cleared by Diop. Up in the air more than distance. Come back to Dan Byrne.
Gotta head it, man. Head it back in the box.
Yeah. I think Dan Byrne saw his glory there.
Yeah.
Miley.
Thought it was Roberto Carlos for a second.
Yeah. Gordon now running more central. Gives it to Trippier just inside the Fulham half. Out to Murphy now. Murphy inside to Bruno. Give and go, but there was a drag back there. I was going to say there was a definite drag back from Sessegnon.
This fella, he could have kept going, though. I think that's...
I mean, it's as clear as day that there was a pull on his shoulder, and it was...
It was a foul, no doubt.
Yeah. And like I say, Murphy being Murphy, give up on it. Similar position to the original. Murphy's walked away from this one, so there'll be no step over from Trippier. So it's going to be played directly into the box for the big lads to come and have a go at. And get some quality in this delivery. Again, J7 being forced into the offside position. Great ball in that. Ball, again, cleared of the Fulham box. Come all the way back to Trippier on the halfway line, who's got plenty of time to give it back to Pope. There's only Trippier really in the Newcastle half. Out to Anthony Gordon, who again sees an opportunity to get the ball long towards Murphy. Murphy now plays the ball back to Dan Byrne, who you don't expect to be in the box.
I don't know. Byrne right now is lost, man. He needs to go.
It was a strange one, but like I say, he was still up there from the free kick, and the ball was quickly returned back into the Fulham box. And like I say, Dan Burn just miscontrols it and gives the ball back to Fulham. And again, great tackle and challenge by Trippier. Again,
the thing is, though, Burn shouldn't have been there, and that forces Gordon to stay back and help. And now Gordon doesn't do his job. You see what I'm saying? It just makes no sense.
Kevin now in the box, plays the ball square. There's just in front of Traore, right?
I thought he was
right across the box. Yeah, I thought he was going to throw a foot at that or something like that. If I'm honest with you, because a better cross would have been in trouble there, because we've drawn the centre off. Botman well away from his position.
Yeah, it could have been.
I mean, like I say, there's Botman's trying to get hold of Jimenez there, but like I say, he just couldn't quite follow the path of the ball. Bassi, back to Diop in the Fulham half. Tete plays the ball in quickly to Traore again, just trying to keep hold of the ball. Fulham and get a little bit of momentum. Iwobi into Kevin down this left-hand side. Kevin driving towards the box. Good ball across the box here. Oh, there's a chance.
And Fulham has scored.
Yeah.
Fuck it. That's not good.
And it's come from this left-hand side. It's been, there's been a couple of opportunities where there's been a ball into the space, and Kevin's just been able to run right into the box. And a better delivery from Kevin this time put us under so much trouble. Oh, he's had a smack on the cheek there. Looks like he could.
That could be whoever the Newcastle player's blood. He doesn't seem like he's hurt.
Yeah, he's cut his eyebrow. Yeah,
is that right?
Yeah, it looks like it was Botman who collided with him. From what I can see, Botman is centre. The ball gets off the crossbar, and there's a coming together of heads. I don't know who it was who's got hurt there. Whether it was Berg. Yeah. I think it's Berg and Botman who clash heads. So 1-1. There you go. Need to get better. Like I say, that back post has been open for them, and that's where the danger was. They shot. He come off the bar, and then it was Lukic that has come in and got the final touch on it. But like I say, they have clashed heads with Botman. So I'm hoping Botman's okay.
Yeah, it was him. It kind of, because the way he wasn't reacting to it, so I thought he may have somebody else's blood on him. But it is him. They got to cut. Well, I mean, Botman is down anyway. So it's now difficult for Newcastle United. Again, we've seen this movie before, many times this season. We just can't hold on to a lead against anybody. I don't want to hear this Barcelona. I don't want to hear this Liverpool. I don't want now Fulham. So I don't know. I see Tonali looking very fit and available.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's just sloppy. It's just been. You could see the where they're coming from. They're trying to force the issue down this left-hand side. They've not really got anything across from Burnside. Kevin's come on and he's played more of an inside right position. And he's been able to just walk into the box on 2 occasions now. First delivery was really poor, but that one was perfect. And it allows somebody to get a shot. I can't remember who got the shot off. I think it was Jimenez on the back stick. That deflects back off the bar. And then it's 50-50. And like I say, Lukic was brave there to go in where it hurts. But Botman's still getting treatment here. He was lying inside the goal mouth. He's actually got a right smack on the back of the head.
Yeah, and so you got to be thinking already. Burn need to come into the middle again, and you put Kraft on the other end if that needs to be. But it looked like he got hit in the head right there, so you got to cut.
Lukic has already been patched and bandaged, and he's back on the field to play. So I don't know what's going on with Botman, if I'm honest with you.
Well, the referee is going to tell him, well, get the hell out. You got to get out, man. We got to keep going. And this has been coming really since the end of the first half. Fulham has been trying, and no reaction from the players, and maybe the manager as well. Maybe the manager as well. So Malik Chow tries to get a hold of it, That shot right there, powerful by
from
Jimenez. And I mean, it's just...
Yeah, it's slack. It really is. Like I say, with Kevin coming on, he's not really looked as though he's got any quality whatsoever. But it's like I say, he's been, you know, a bit of a thorn in the side, and oh, here we go. They're making the changes straight away. Look,
Barnes coming in and Tonali coming in. Eddie Howe again.
And Shaw
making some reactive changes. Fabian Scher's coming in. Oh, that's true. I forgot about Scher. So, yeah, Botman is coming off. Fabian Scher coming in. And now the theory of Mighty Win will be debunked that Chow can only play on one side or Shark can only play one side. They're all center backs, man. They play anywhere in this defense. So they're going to do that right now. We are, you know... Thank you very much for a super chat here. By the way, I forgot, gifted a membership by Random Access, gifted a membership to Celine McKnight. So there you go. 3 changes for the tune, it looks like. And thank you very much to the Mighty fan account that says, same every game, 1 up, do nothing all game, they equalize, and we lose in extra time. Well.
Yeah, Burns is on for Murphy. And Miley for Tonala.
Yeah, you know, somebody's got to tell me why Tonali wasn't playing from the get-go. We'll see. If he's gassed,
we'll see now.
Tired, we'll see.
Exactly.
If he plays great, then
you've got to question it, haven't you?
You got to. Not because he might did anything wrong, but at the end of the day, in the midfield, well, he's been kind of on a few plays.
Well, it's certainly something that we've got to control, isn't it? And like I say, we just haven't had control of this second half at all. And like I say, you know, they knocked on the door, and we didn't see that where we were struggling, and we've had no connection in there. And it's a case of, you know, making a stance and not allowing them to keep that possessive movement. And that's why I said it's a reaction, this, rather than a proaction by Eddie, and we need to be a little bit better at making this count now. Take back control.
All right.
Try to move forward. J7 out to the left-hand side. Anthony Gordon now on this left-hand side. He's got Harvey Barnes to literally look at now on this right-hand side. Newcastle with a throw in really quickly to Voltemada inside the Fulham box.
Nice.
Gives it back to Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon sees an opportunity. Oh, Bruno!
Oh my God,
Bruno! What are you doing, lad? He was right in front of goal, 5 yards out. The header just to get on target, and it was a great ball in from Anthony Gordon. Really good ball in. He sees the run from Bruno.
Oh my God, that is not unbelievable. That's unforgivable. That, man.
Not even on target. I mean, you know, that's criminal. A lad of his standard should have been at least on goal to make Leno make a save.
I don't care who you are. Any professional footballer needs to put that on target.
Yeah. Jimenez now. Back to Sessegnon. Burke. Diop. Just on the halfway line. Tete. Down the line to Traore. Traore drops a shoulder, comes inside. Using that little bit of pace. Walking away from all of the black and white shirts. Going nowhere particular. Out to Kevin now on this left-hand side. Kevin just plays the ball off Barnes. And it's out for a Fulham throw-in deep in the Newcastle half. Lots of players warming up there for Newcastle now. At a minute I thought there were stewards. I'm thinking, oh, what's going on in that corner? All the stewards are lining up. But it's all the Newcastle subs. Yeah. Fulham looking to launch this one into the box. Gets thrown in from Sessegnon. A good throw. Headed clear by Voltemada. Bruno now, the first to run for this ball. It tumbles over as normal. A referee given that one? Nope. Just saying that Bruno falls.
Up to him. He's too slow.
Yeah. Ball, Kevin. And again, Jimenez with an overhead. Ooh. Luckily, there wasn't much power on that. It's gone down to the right to Pope, and it's saved on the line. Dan Burn goes long, looking for the run of Anthony Gordon. Great ball from Dan Burn. Anthony Gordon now down in this touchline, but again leaves the ball behind. Tete he's been pulled.
It's going to give him a yellow. I mean, I'm telling you, but some Newcastle United players are getting away with challenging the referee like that. Unfortunately,
what was
eventually it will
Bruno
catch
doing
up. Bruno, he's slow, man. The other guy just caught up to him, and then he fell when he felt contact.
Yeah, exactly. He's just taking the easy route out. That is disgusting, that is. I mean, I don't see a lot in Anthony Gordon's challenge, to be fair. That's what I was asking. Malik Chow now going over to the left centre of the two. Into Dan Burn, who's being pressed. And luckily for Dan, it gets played off Traore out for a Newcastle throw-in on that left-hand side. Thrown into J7. Oh, J7 plays it back, but Pope is able to keep that one in.
I'll take him out too. J7 is way too quiet, man.
Yeah. Tonali there. Gets that ball. Into Barnes. Trippier back to Barnes. Barnes forced a little bit backwards there. And again, just getting a tell-in by Bassi because he's fallen quite cheaply there, but the referee's gone with him.
Hello, card.
Who's that to? Kevin or Bassi? Kevin, for holding on to the ball.
Yeah, maybe so.
Yeah, not allowing Newcastle to take a free kick quickly. So 2 yellow cards to Fulham now, none for Newcastle, which is I'm surprised at the minute because I think it could have quite easily been a yellow card or two with dissent.
And listen, I agree, the ref is not good, but we can't just keep insulting him. I mean, you wouldn't do that with Colina, I'll tell you that much. Colina would have told you.
Ball up to Bruno. Bruno over the top to Trippier. Trippier tries to find Barnes, but gives the ball back to Sessegnon. Now Kevin down this left-hand side. Kevin just running over the halfway line. He keeps going. He's beaten 3 players there. Plays the ball inside to Iwobi. Iwobi gets it out of his feet, tries a shot, but it's blocked that time by Shaw. Back to Bruno. Bruno out to Tonali. Tonali's got Gordon on the left-hand side. Anthony Gordon now. Faced up by Tete. Comes back onto his good foot. Goes onto his left foot. Plays the ball over the top, but it's far too long for everybody in the black and white.
Joe Linton is knocking, man. Get him out.
Yeah.
You have to get him out. Look at him. He's getting right. He's trotting to the ball.
It's ridiculous. I mean, even Bruno there looked like he was running through sludge to a degree. Tonali looks like he's gone one-on-one up against Iwobi. Ball all the way back to Shaw on the halfway line. Chow. Back to Shaw. Shaw goes down the line this time. And it's just, again, far too long. And it's all the way back. Again, we've fallen off the mark a little bit here. Diop. Out to Tete. Back to Diop. Again, a bit of press from J7 there, but it's kicked out, a throw to Newcastle. 10 yards inside the Fulham half. Oh, it's a Fulham throw. I thought that was a Newcastle throw.
Well,
Tete now with the throw.
The quality has gone down tremendously for Newcastle.
Yeah, heads have gone a little bit. Burnt into Chow. Square to Shaw. Back to Chow. Not taking any chances here, Newcastle. Gone a bit static, if I'm honest with you, going forward. It looks like the lads are just happy to keep hold of the ball, and Fulham are happy for Newcastle to have the ball deep in their own half.
Hell's sorry, say get the effing music on, because we do that when the Waltemaras and Tonali's watch-alongs, when they become boring, we throw the music on. But we can't do that on Newcastle. Yeah, we can't do it.
Oh, good. Oh, nearly a great ball through to Burn there. J7 having to hold off
There we go.
a couple of players. Good ball into Gordon. Gordon now sees the run from Harvey Barnes, but Tete gets a foot to it. Turns, plays it in to Lukic. Lukic and Bruno come together, but it's fallen to Berg. Berg to Iwobi.
Look at Joe.
Got,
he is knackered.
Lots of grass to run into for Iwobi. Back to Kevin, who's literally forcing Kieran Trippier further and further towards his goal. And he gets a corner. Deflection off Trippier. Corner to Fulham. They're certainly on the ascendancy now, Fulham.
Joelinton is not, I don't understand, man. Joelinton is gone. He's gone. He's not running. He's not. Look at his body language. It's not hard to see, man. Really.
No, you can see it, can't you? He's, like I say, he's to try and get back into position there. He was blowing. Don't know what's going on there. Certainly something for Eddie Howe to think about. Ball into the box by Lukic, but that's too easy for Pop. Pop goes quickly out to Bruno. Bruno on this left-hand side.
You're offside.
Got a bit of grass to run into.
Yeah.
Plays the ball inside. Harvey Barnes now. Oh, jeez. Referee, have a word with Jimenez.
But these passes have to be practiced, man.
That was horrible. Burn into Tonali. Back from J7 to Bruno. Bruno now sees Gordon. Gordon on this inside right position. He tries a little channel ball. Oh, dear, Bruno. You're going to get a yellow card now, son. Challenge on Kevin there. I'm surprised if this doesn't... It's not a yellow. I'm surprised. That'll be the last warning, I would imagine. Because that was a naughty challenge.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't commit himself heavily, but I mean, like I say, he's nowhere near the ball. But Harvey Barnes is struggling at the minute because that challenge in his back there from Jimenez.
Well, Marco Silva is not happy.
Fulham now. Diop. Tete. Into Berg. Back into Diop. Leno. Bassi.
Fulham hasn't won in Newcastle in St. James's Park since 1951. 51.
Yes, it's some crazy numbers when you look at the last time.
We're trying to help them beat that record, I think.
Yeah, they've certainly got the opportunities to do something. I mean, Lukic now on the ball, he seems full of running. Traore now on this right-hand side. Got Tete with him if he wants some help. Back to Lukic. Berg now. Back to Lukic. Newcastle just trying to keep them at bay, but Fulham happy to get that ball. Bruno. Anthony Gordon now with the gets pulled off the shirt from Tete. Again, keeps hold of the ball, runs inside. Just inside the Newcastle half. Good ball outside to Harvey Barnes on this right-hand side. Trippier now going on the outside. Tells Harvey Barnes to come inside.
Come on,
Harvey Barnes leaves the ball behind now, unfortunately. Gives the ball back to Bassi. Now to Kevin. And we are out of position to a degree, but Bassi's been slowed up by Harvey Barnes. Great ball out to Traore on that right-hand side from Kevin. Traore running on the diagonal into the box. Plays the ball in towards Iwobi. But it was deflected, and it's come out to Bruno now. Bruno plays the ball into Voltemada. Voltemada gives it to Harvey Barnes. Harvey Barnes back inside. Oh, like I say, come on, referee.
With that one.
Yeah, Lukic. It was Trippier who plays the ball into Harvey Barnes on the centre, who gets tripped by Lukic there. And there's a little bit of momentum being shown by Eddie Howe from the lads, asking them to step it up. Trippier now. Square onto the halfway line to Chow. Chow now. Again, not much movement. Plays the ball to the middle, up to Voltemada. But again, being crowded out by the Fulham players. Tonali tries to quick the ball into Bruno. It's fallen to Iwobi. Jimenez tries to play in Sessignon down this left-hand side, but it's easily cut out by Trippier. Back to Pope into Chow. Chow now. All the Fulham players. Oh, that's a poor ball again from Chow.
And quite honestly, this is not a low block. Fulham has not had a low block.
No,
So that excuse that we can't get through low blocks, kind of like what Arne Slot says. You know, basically everybody stays back against us. Well, that's not the case today.
Got to get J7 off. J7 is static.
Exactly, man. But this is not. It's really not hard to see, man. It's not.
No.
You're trying to win a game.
Ball out to Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon against Tete. Comes in onto his good foot. Plays the ball into J7. J7 now on the corner.
Shoot.
Plays the ball back to Bruno. Bruno with a shot! Oh! Just wide of that post again. Bruno looking to shape the ball on the far side, but it just goes on the inside and just the wrong side of the post from Bruno. Another opportunity for Newcastle. Looks like Elanga's coming on. I can see on the sideline there.
Well, but I mean, for who? I don't think Gordon's necessarily doing a bad job. So.
No, mate. And like I say,
Gordon's coming off.
It is Anthony Gordon.
He's not going to be happy about this one. And I wouldn't blame him because I think he's been the only option, really.
No, absolutely.
But he's not going to take Joe Linton out. It makes no sense, man. It makes no sense.
I mean, I would have said to Elanga, take J7 out and go and throw Harvey Barnes in the middle. You know, go and play him in that 10 role. Now you've got both Bruno and Tonali on the field of play. Go and gamble. Have a look at what players can do for you. Traore's off now and King's on for Fulham. Leno goes long. Again, this should be easy for Burn, and it is. Headers it up towards the back line. Causes a bit of a problem there with Walter, but it's cleared again through the middle, but it's easy for Chow. Just inside the Newcastle half. Again, just waiting for players to get back into position. Shaw now. Giving it back to Chow, who again just steps it across back to Shaw, who's in the left centre-back position at the minute. Plays it to Harvey Barnes now, has moved out to that left-hand side. Back to Chow. Trippier comes short, but he's decided to go down the line towards Elanga. Elanga inside to Bruno. J7 now. J7 being held back a little bit by Bassi. Elanga gets a good half turn, but again he gets taken out by Kevin this time. Kevin again throws the ball. He's got to be careful, Kevin, because he's on a yellow card for doing exactly what he's just done there. Free kick to Newcastle in a dangerous position. Tonali to take this one. Hopefully we can get a decent delivery in. But in the 78th minute now, Newcastle 1, Fulham 1.
Come on.
Tonali plays the ball into the box. It's behind everybody though. And it's headed clear by Fulham. Barnes. Trippier plays it all the way back to Pope. Pope goes long. More hope than anything else. Shaw was still up there. J7. The Harvey Barnes just plays it against Jimenez, who stayed in the defensive form. Out for a throw into Newcastle. 2 balls on the pitch. J7 leaves it for Burn. Burn's looking for an out here. Plays the ball over the top. Voltamoda's being held there by Diop, but again, not allowing Voltamoda any space whatsoever. But the referee's just allowing the play to continue. Leno with a goal kick. Again, it's frustrating times for Newcastle. Ball goes long, headed clear by Trippier. Up to J7. Again, tries to turn into trouble and does. Gives the ball back to Fulham. Iwobi now down this right-hand side now. Tete on the overlap. Or is it King? I think it could be King on the overlap. Berg. Iwobi. Again, given to Newcastle. J7 just toe pokes it through to Bruno. Bruno looks to see where Elanga is. He's on this right-hand side. Elanga now being held up by Sessegnon. Elanga's able to turn. You go, oh, it's a poor ball from Elanga inside to Bruno. And it's easy for Lukic to come out. But again, well watched there by Shaw. Trippier gives it to J7. Out to Harvey Barnes on that left-hand side. Left-hand side. Harvey Barnes now running up the line to trying to commit Tete into a challenge. Harvey Barnes does well. Drops that shoulder. Running into the box. Plays the ball towards the ball. Elanga! Oh, it's saved on the goal line by Sessegnon. Elanga shot. Bruno. Tonali gets it out of his feet. Shoots! Oh, straight at Leno, unfortunately. I thought that was going to be a bulging net from Elanga there.
Yeah, man. That Tonali shot, unfortunately, it wasn't a good angle, you know. He had to use the outside of his foot.
Yeah, it was too straight for him, wasn't it? He couldn't get any shape on that ball whatsoever. Diop now for Fulham. Plays it square to Bassi. Bassi now. Again, just time to try and do a diagonal ball up towards Jimenez. Jimenez barges Chow out the way, but the ball falls good to Shaw, who plays it back to Pope. Pope gives it to Shaw. Shaw gives it into Bruno. Progressive ball out to Elanga on the halfway line. Back to Trippier. Back again to the triangles for Bruno. Over the top for Elanga to run onto. Again, he's forced Bassi out of position. Sessegnon and Bassi move places into Walter Marder. Again, Bassi with a challenge on Elanga this time. Oh, Bruno loses control of the ball though. Well done, Shaw. Plays the ball early into J7. J7 back to Tonali. Tonali out to Trippier again. Overloaded on this right-hand side now. Elanga and Trippier. Plays the ball in early. It's behind everybody. Comes to Bruno, who's trying to get the ball out of his feet. Plays the ball into Voltemada. Voltemada's trying to do a little bit of a back heel. Voltemada still got the ball, but a ball falls kindly for Fulham. Fulham plays the ball out towards Jimenez. Chow now on the turn. Chow draws a player. Plays the ball into Harvey Barnes on the angle of the penalty box now for Newcastle. Towards the back stick. It's cleared from Sessegnon by Fulham.
Oh.
Again, straight back in by Tonali. Headed forward by Harvey Barnes towards Voltemada. Cleared by Fulham this time. Not very far though. Try Iwobi. Iwobi gives it to Tete again. Just lacks, really lacks that clearance. Gives it back to Newcastle. Shaw. Halfway line to Trippier. Out to Elanga now, who seems to have a lot of space, Elanga, since he's come on the field of play. Elanga running towards the byline. Ball cross into the box though. Straight into Leno. Ooh. Bassi didn't want the ball there from Leno, to be fair. He goes long. Again, it's... go on, mate.
Now we're trying. Now we're being proactive a little bit. Elanga seems to be getting busy on that right side, but he's also half and half, 50-50 on good quality balls, on poor balls that he's crossing and passing. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be enough.
No, well, it's that final third again. It's I say some of the quality of the passing just isn't there, and again, if you look at where you pass the ball to, there's nobody actually getting into the near post. Even if just to draw players out of position, everybody's hanging back for that perfect cross, if you like. Ball inside this time from Elanga towards Bruno. Bruno drags it back to his right foot. Elanga gives it to Trippier. Trippier dinks it to the back stick. J7! No, he's bloody hell. How do you miss that? I thought it was a goal. How have you fucking missed that? Jeez. That was a cracking ball from Trippier, just guided up to the back stick. J7's all over. Diop there, head and shoulders above Tete, and he heads it into the side netting. I'm sorry, I can't believe he's missed that.
This is the ball by Elanga there.
Yeah, it was a good block by Sessegnon, to be fair, because like I say, Elanga did get the full beat of that ball, and he had beaten Leno. But it was Sessegnon who was just in front of the keeper that got the block on the ball. But that header from How he's not put that in the goal, I'll never know. Lukic is off and Kearney's on now for Fulham. So another like-for-like player. Ball. Oh, that was a bit of a push. Yeah. Kevin again. Very close on shots. 13 to Newcastle, 12 to Fulham. Shots on goal. Fulham have more shots on goal, believe it or not. 4 to Newcastle, 5 to Fulham. Which is surprising.
Well.
Shaw. Trippier down the line to Elanga. Elanga inside to Voltamado. Again, heavily marked by Basse. Good play by Bruno. Holds off 2 players. Gives it into J7. J7 with the ball over the top to Tonali. Tonali. Oh! Great shot. Good save by Leno. Again, just didn't come out of Barnes' feet.
That Tonali was all quality there, man, because that shot from there, I mean...
Yeah, absolutely. I thought he was going to try and just dink it back across goal, but he tries to play it, the ball across the keeper. And again, the follow-up. Elanga into the box again. Tonali leaves it this time, but it's cleared. Kearney now with the ball out. Plays the ball out down this line to Kevin. Kevin now running into the Newcastle half. Plays it back, and that's got to be a Newcastle throw. Oh, is it come off Trippier? It looked, by all means, that had come off a Fulham player.
Yeah, we got to take a look at this Tonali shot here. No angle, man. And, but it bends out with the outside of his boot. I mean, it's unbelievable. Osula in now. Like, that's going to make a difference. All right. That's fine. Whatever. Joe Linton just got 0 breaths in him. He's still playing.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't understand it, if I'm honest with you. What is he going to do? But, I mean, again, Voltamar does not add much change out of the 2 centre-halves. So, hopefully, a little bit more pace. Elanga just gets the ball tied under his feet on this right-hand side. It's a poor ball out again from Elanga. Luckily, Chow had seen the danger and he's coming and giving the ball back to Elanga. Bruno now. Elanga back inside to Tonali, who's central. Tonali gives it to Dan Burn. High up the field. Newcastle into the Fulham half. Gives it back diagonal for Bruno, who leaves it for Trippier. Gives it back to Chow. Back outside to Dan Burn. Dan Burn now looks up, looking for movement. J7, back to Dan Burn. Shaw now. All Newcastle players in the Fulham half. Trippier plays the ball back to Elanga. Good ball in. Oh, it's evaded everybody. Comes out to Harvey Barnes, though. Harvey Barnes leaves it to... Go on, have a go, Bruno. Bruno plays it back to Chow. Chow looks up, has a shot. Oh, but that's why you're the centre half. Because that was nowhere near goal. He sees glory there. Ooh. Frustrating. It's been a really frustrating day for Voltamada, to be fair. Not had much, he's had nothing at all from the 2 centre halves, but the referee hasn't protected him either, has he?
No.
Been a number of times. Goal kick now. Lunga, again, unchallenged there. Easy for King to bring down and try and play in Jimenez. Dan Burn on this sideline plays the ball up towards Harvey Barnes, but again tackled by Tete. Throw into Newcastle. Decides to throw it back to Chow. Chow with a bit of a dodgy ball again, and it's gone out of play. Direct from Chow to Burn. Again, just gifting Fulham the ball deep in the Newcastle half. Tete with the ball. Again, Fulham just taking the time now. They'll have been happy with the 1-1 at the start of the match. Again, that's lazy play out the box there from Burn. Tonali. J7. Back to Tonali. Oh, Asula was on the run. Tonali wanted him short. Basse. Square, but that's a poor ball again. That's giving Asula a chance to run at the defence now. Asula on this right-hand side, running towards the penalty box. Asula on the left-hand side, throw, swings the left foot at it, shoot, goal! Bruno! Get in! Well done, Asula. I thought he'd lost the opportunity there. Woo!
Whoa.
Oh my days, that is unbelievable, man.
I mean, that's as close as it's going to get, to be honest with you.
I mean, you know, it was. I thought the opportunity had gone because I expected Asula to drive towards the 6-yard box and square it, but he decides to come in onto his left foot, and I thought he was running into traffic to a degree because the Fulham boys had all got back into that mid zone, and when he come, I thought, oh, Bassey's just going to get us out of this. He's on the edge of the 18-yard box. He throws a left foot at it. Leno has to dive down to his right-hand side. Can't keep hold of the ball. The ball squirks out to central, and Bruno was coming in from that 18-yard line, and he's able to just slot the ball in past Leno into that far post. So 2-1 to Newcastle in the 90th minute. Wow. I mean, if he'd have put that ball, Leno would have put that ball wide, Newcastle wouldn't have got this goal. It was the deflection from the hands of Leno, the save from Asula's shot that feeds the ball back into the path of Bruno. He finishes it with a plum. Well done, Bruno.
My goodness. That was way too close for comfort. And I mean, in
small margins, mate.
Yeah.
And that was a small margin.
you talk about lucky Newcastle United.
Absolutely. Castagna's coming on for Tete now in the final minutes. 6 minutes of added time, ladies and gents. So obviously, who else has come on there? Who's that guy? Iwobi's come off, so I can only assume that's that player with a really long name that Kusi Asar on that right hand side. I think it is Kusi Asar for Fulham has come on for Iwobi. Third Premier League goal of the season for Bruno.
There you go.
Pope goes long again, bypasses everybody. Fulham on, just trying to clear the lines, to be fair, and J7 just heading it back towards Fulham, and then Byrne just kicks it back to Leno. So again, we've got to keep the press on, lads, when we've got the ball. Don't just give it them back. It's just too easy to give up the ball. Control the game. Diop plays the ball in to Castagna. Castagna now just playing the ball. Again, it looks like Leno's gone long, trying to get this game back to level terms. Tonali now trying to flick the ball on to J7, who's looked like he's been running through mud for the entire second half.
Yeah.
Ball out to the left-hand side to Kevin. Couldn't control the ball. It's giving the ball back to Trippier now. Trippier driving down this right-hand side. Elanga now taking over the ball. Again, just slowing the play down. Goes back to the halfway line to Shaw. Shaw plays the ball into Tonali. Tonali now just, again, Trippier. It's just about controlling and having a composure. Ball up to Bruno, who fires it against Bassey. And it's out for a Newcastle throw in, and Bruno's trying to orchestrate the crowd there, getting them off the chair, saying, come on.
You know, Win will love that. That means he's man of the match now.
Yeah. Bruno's
well, he's literally by scoring, but probably yeah. He is because of the scoring.
Elanga got his back into Sessegnon, but can't keep hold of the ball. Kevin now. Ooh, that's a light challenge by Trips. He's going to get a yellow card here because of the way that... No, my God, I'm surprised. Oh, was it Tonali who had that challenge? Bassey, back to Leno. Leno makes Diop work a little bit more than he needed to there. Castagna, back to Diop. Lukic available and Kearney if you want it. But again, it's a poor ball from Leno. I don't know what Leno's doing there. But he's putting themselves under so much pressure when there's no need to. Silva just turns in disgust with that one. In the 95th minute, Newcastle 2-1 up. One more minute really, and whatever the referee decides to add. Trippier with the throw in deep in the Fulham half. Throws it into Elanga. Elanga up to Asula. Asula with his back to everybody. There was a challenge on Asula who's getting kicked to bits here, and the referee's given that to Fulham because he said Asula had held onto the ball with his legs.
I didn't know where he's supposed to.
Indirect free kick. Ungentlemanly conduct. Long ball. Headed clear by Newcastle towards Elanga on the halfway line. Bruno now. Again, drives the ball at Sessegnon, but it's deflected back off Bruno, who is really struggling. In a little bit of discomfort, Bruno, at the minute. Sessegnon throws the ball into Kearney, who plays a dodgy ball back to Bassi. Sula pressing. Diop now with a diagonal left side. Wow. Good header there from Jimenez. Got to get off the floor.
The Mackems beating the Chelsea right now.
Oh, yeah, 2-1. Wow. On the ascendancy, the Mackems. Let's see what happens in December.
Knackered.
Fulham now with Bassi just on the inside their own half. Again, Castagna just decides to go back to Diop. Eddie Howe still trying to get a tune out of Newcastle. Shaw heads the ball in the air, then heads it again towards Bruno. Trippier, J7, Bruno. Burn.
Hoof it, man.
Yeah, Burn goes long, looking for Harvey Barnes. Harvey Barnes ain't going to reach that one, though. Out for a throw-in. Thrown quickly by Fulham. Oh, there's a chance here for...
Come on.
Diop, Asula. Asula steps over it, goes wide. Again, going to the byline, gets a shot on. But that's it. It directs here at Bassi. Yeah, well done, Asula. Again, Diop just plays a nonchalant ball out towards, I think it was Kearney, who had turned his back towards the ball. Again, made no effort to get that ball back at all. And it was really nonchalant from Fulham. Really poor play. Eddie Howe with his hands in his pockets, just literally now a minute out of extra time being added. Tonali's now pulling everybody towards the ball. We'll keep this ball into the corner. Dan Burn again plays the ball off the Fulham defender. Dan Burn now. Again, Newcastle trying it, but again, it's too easy. Given back to Fulham. Down the line now, Fulham. On this right-hand side. Luckily, we've got the ball back.
I mean, sure, he got white hair already, man. Damn. He's getting old on the bench.
This is the...
man, let's go, man. What was going on here? 98 minutes.
The new cat has got into our lives. The little kitten. No. Ball coming in long now from Fulham into the box. Headed on. Headed clear by... there's a foul in the box.
Come on.
We are deep into our injury time now of whatever the referee decides to add on in the 98th minute.
And
Bruno's just saying to... Yeah, that's it. That's the end of the game. Newcastle 2-1. Very, very difficult to... I mean, they've got up to the 11th Newcastle at the minute, but the game's coming tomorrow. But it wasn't the greatest second half you'll ever see.
No. And, of course, the Mackems about to beat Chelsea away, it seems like. They switched immediately to that. Listen, it is full time for Newcastle United. Thank you very much, all of you out there, for supporting. We're going to do the instant match reaction right now, so please join us. If you want to come on and have your say, you can certainly do that. And, of course, the contributors, the regular contributors, can come on and stay. If you just want to call in, you'll have your time to do that briefly. Thank you to Paul Morris. Well, he signed up for the membership. Thank you for that. The Mighty official fan account. Thank you for super chatting. Queen of Heart. Becca for gifting £10 as well. Thank you very much. Random Access gifted a membership. Sam A says, hell of a finish. Thank you very much, mate. In the last minutes there, as well as Mighty official fan account. Some things we cannot say on live, but either way,
exactly.
we know who you are. Follow us right now for the instant match reaction, ladies and gentlemen. By the skin of our teeth, Newcastle United beat Fulham. And we'll discuss the whole analysis and everything else. So if you want to come on and have your say, join us right now. Thank you very much, all of you out there. We'll see you in a minute.